So
the
guy is fisting this sheep. He's fisting it, right? And all of a sudden his wife walks in and she's like, "What are you doing that for? We got Velcro gloves."
When the girl finally gets that ring.
Oh, geez.
What was that?
That's Tech More on Tuesday at its finest.
Hey, John, I got a joke for you.
Oh, here we go. This isn't a humorous show. We got to be serious.
But you're going to like this one, though. So Jeffrey Dahmer has
whoa! Jeffrey Dahmer? There's nothing funny about that.
You're going to like this. So
Tell a nice Holocaust joke or something. Jeffrey Dahmer's not funny.
Holocaust joke.
Are we live? Oh, fuck. All right. Go ahead.
So Jeffrey Dahmer decides he wants to have a dinner party, okay? So he invites his mom to the dinner party, too. So they're sitting around the table, and Jeffrey's mom says, "Jeffrey, I don't like your friends." Jeffrey says, "That's okay. Just eat the vegetables, then. That's okay." Guitar Collector, what's happening? I've been here.
Did my computer slow down again?
Huh? No, you look fine. You look good.
Let's see.
You look good.
Yeah?
Yeah.
I don't know, man. I think my computer's slow again. Still.
It's your brain.
Oh, boy.
Wow.
Hey, John BL.
Yeah. Hey, everybody. It's Johnny Beane, John Mancuda, David Nesdahl, Rob Johnson. That's Barney. Barney's here.
Hey, Fred.
He needs to wear your purple hat, John. It'll look like the real Barney.
Hey, Fred. I need Fruity Pebbles.
Wait, what was that purple guy that was on the McDonald's?
Grimace. He was like a big moldy chocolate chip. I don't know where that came from.
Oh my gosh.
Oh gosh. Grimace, that's right, yeah.
What was he? Nobody knows what Grimace even is.
He was like a mutant, like a, I don't know, man. I mean, like a homeless mutant living behind a McDonald's or something. I think he ate children or something.
Yeah, he was a porno dude too, I think.
Oh, wow.
Ronald, I got some young boys behind the dumpster. And a shake.
Wow. Wow. Guitar Collector, I'm doing all right. My hand's better. I can actually do some playing.
Giant purple turd.
There you go.
Hey, Jay.
Oh,
no, we can't hear him now.
God damn it.
What's up, Jay?
Oh, you can't hear him either?
No.
Oh,
is your microphone on?
I can't hear Jay either.
There we go.
I'll have to redo that.
Look at
all the people here tonight.
I'll be right back.
What? You can't hear him now?
No, I can't.
I hear him.
That's good for you.
Okay. Oh.
I heard him. Where'd Dave go?
I don't know. What's Rob doing there?
Is this your first show? He has to come out every time somebody else joins.
Oh, he's coming out? Does Desiree know he's with Rob and not with her anymore?
I was wondering about that.
Johnny, what the hell do you have on your face?
Huh?
What is that? Is this 1994 all over again with our goatees back in style?
Oh, it's a long story, man.
When I can't even see with that big metal dick in front of you. Move aside from the mic. Let me see. What the hell happened? What are you, Shaggy from Scooby-Doo?
Yeah, it's a long story what happened.
Oh, school.
You know.
You should have made it a longer story and just shaved the whole thing.
Mm-hmm.
In fact, the show's paused. Go do it, because I don't know if I can look at that for the next hour and 45 minutes.
I told you.
Oh boy.
Yeah, it's like Johnny Beane, 1994 is what it is. You know, except I don't have the flannel. I need the flannel shirts again.
You should do what you did like 3 years ago at NAMM, the porn stash. I really like that.
Mm-hmm.
You guys remember?
No, get one of those Dick Dastardly waxed mustaches like Raleigh Fingers.
Yeah, the
That's what it
Raleigh
was.
fingers. Yeah.
He had one of those. He had one of those.
Like a turn of the century ball player, you know? Tying up women to train tracks.
Uh-huh. Oh, that guy. Yeah.
Snidely Whiplash. I'll stop them.
Brendan Buttcheeks said, "Shush, Jay, I have a goatee." But look at Johnny's.
Johnny's
noticed
is
it.
like a vaginal landing strip right there.
You noticed it when Johnny has it. With you, it's like it just looks normal.
Look what I did to mine. I shaved mine down.
Yeah, like
Yours looks good, Dave.
Yeah, looks fantastic.
Thank you.
Johnny, we gotta take a break.
I gotta shave the rest of this.
Can we start a poll?
Why don't you just climb on?
Start
Those
a
of you
poll.
that think Johnny should sit on a pole with that type of beard, mention it in the chat. There's your poll.
Oh my gosh. Oh, I'm fogging up now. Oh my gosh, I can't even see anything.
Because this thing is retaining heat and
Yeah,
moisture.
but I'll tell you what, though, Johnny, you do look better than you do when you have a full beard.
Yeah.
You look much better now than you do with the full beard.
I agree.
How you just gonna how you gonna lie right to his face, man?
I'm not lying. Brian Davies, hey.
Why would you lie in front
Oh,
of
Jay,
all
you
these
shaved
people?
too, didn't you?
Yes, I did.
You cut it.
But yeah, I do the Kip Winger. I use the whatever, and then
I do that
Heads up.
too.
Yep.
I did a couple of days of scruff. That's it.
Yep.
I didn't shave. I did some manscaping today.
Manscaping. Because you know what it is? If
At
I
Dave's?
if I
In
with
Dave's
Dave,
shower, yeah, so he's got to clean the hair up now.
if I
Just
I
like
big- if
Did
I
he
big
shave you?
my face- yes, I said big.
With
If I
my teeth. I shaved them with my teeth. Yeah.
Like a beaver. Brian, what's going on, dude?
Gross.
We should
Anyway,
just
if-
we should just snare your face.
if I bick my face, like use a razor on it, the whole thing, my
You just
nose
get thick, right?
my nose gets bigger, and I'm like, it's big enough, so I don't need to do that.
Well, then I should bick my ball sack because I need everything down there bigger.
Wait, are you guys saying Bick or Dick?
It depends on what you want to hear.
Or what you want for dinner.
I already ate chicken salad.
Chicken cock. What's the difference?
Is that what Rob? Never mind.
Is that what he calls it?
How you doing, Rob?
I had the spicy one though, Jay. I'm doing
Oh.
You have a spicy dick dong?
Oh my god.
Can we start
Sorry,
with-
you're off the rails, everybody.
Johnny, you like a pork ding?
Oh my gosh.
It's like the big fat dude that goes into the Chinese restaurant,
Hey.
all you can eat. No, and I'm not talking about you. Goes into the Chinese buffet and he's like going on and on. And he's eating like helping after helping after helping. And the Chinese dude, the cook, finally comes out, opens the slider door, and he's like, "Son of bitch, still here."
I love the way Rob says, "No, Dave, not you, not you."
Hey, fat boy, you eat like a killer whale.
You need to eat
Hey,
broccoli. Broccoli.
big dumpling, you big dragon, get out!
You here for an hour.
All you can eat, not the all you can eat.
That'll be $16.95. You want a fucking spoon? What? A fucking spoon. You want a fucking spoon? No. Oh, a fork and spoon. Yes, please. Thank you.
You leave, put a chopstick in your fucking eye.
This is not rehearsed, guys.
Yeah.
Just so you guys watching, this is not rehearsed. This is totally impromptu.
Ah, what happened?
Can anybody see that?
What, you think they don't know?
It's what is that? That's a blue Floyd.
A
Is
blue
that
Floyd Rose, yeah.
is that
Wow.
Wow.
is that a real Floyd?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That is awesome. Look at that.
You'd be able to see it if it would focus.
Wait, where's that?
There, right there, right
There.
there.
John Storms.
Wow,
That's
that's
really
cool.
nice.
Oh, that's beautiful.
What is that, velvet?
That is gorgeous. I see.
That's
Oh, Johnny Beane already liked it, so he been done seen it.
Yeah. I woke up this morning and I liked it.
I like the DNA gem that you liked as well.
Mm-hmm.
How can you not?
I don't know if I liked that. I tagged you in it. I don't know if I liked it though.
Oh, I liked it.
Look, it's not.
I liked it. That shit.
Instead of being like see, the logo isn't like it is on a normal Floyd. It's
I can't.
what would that be called?
Oh yeah.
That's like the newer logo, right?
Yeah,
It's their logo, and then
That branding.
yeah.
Yeah, I think that says FR. That's the new Floyd Rose logo.
Yeah. Yeah, it's that brand kind of.
That's cool.
That's really cool.
so I guess as en route to the Storm shop, the actual display trims from NAMM.
I was actually looking at making one of those yellow OU812 Hagar Kramer replicas, and he had a red Floyd on that one. So I was thinking if they do a red Floyd, that'd be kind of cool. You get one of those for that replica.
First, I gotta say, Brian Davies, we're not racist. Those are not racist comments. Those are just jokes, and they're having fun. Racist comments is chink, that type of stuff, and I wouldn't say that.
Listen, Brian Davies, I'm Jewish, and nobody likes Chinese food like the Jews. Every Christmas, I spend it with Chinese people. I guarantee you. No racism here. No politics, no racism.
Wait, are you Jewish, John?
Yeah.
No, he's not Jewish. He's a Jew. And
Wait,
he's a fucking Jew.
I could pinch Penny. I could pinch Penny so tight I could tell you the date. And speaking of dates, that's what I spend on a date usually is a penny.
Hey, John, you know why Jews have big noses?
Because
air is free.
Well, there you go. I'm living the dream. Free air.
I'm not involved in any of this.
Well,
No,
you have a big nose.
I'm not
You
either.
have some skin in this game.
Johnny had to put that in. How did you know?
Wow. This is it, everybody. We're done after this. No more.
Yeah.
This is
I'm done.
Show's over.
This is the last show you're gonna see with Jews in it.
Oh God.
No, it's not.
Chew, yeah. I don't like chew. It takes too.
My computer crashed as well, so I got no chat box, so I can't see anything.
Good.
Oh, you're lucky, man. You don't know what you're missing here.
I got to restart it.
Yeah, we love everybody on this show. equally.
Absolutely.
Yeah, we don't we're not prejudiced. We pick on everybody.
Yes.
Hey, how do you get a Pollock out of a tree? One arm.
Oh boy.
How do you get a one-arm Pollock out of a tree?
Shoot him.
Wave to him.
Oh Lord.
Jesus.
One more Polish joke. So Pollock goes into a pizza place, right? He orders a pizza, so he waits, and the guy says, "Hey, your pizza's ready." So the Pollock goes up, pays for it. Guy behind the counter says, "You want me to cut that in 8 pieces or 16?" The Pollock thinks, he goes, "You better cut it in 8. I don't think I can eat 16."
Jesus. Just turn the page on that truly tasteless jokes book. Do you remember those?
I think Brian Davies passed out. He's not even responding anymore.
No, he's typing. He wants to get on about some Van Halen news instead of
Yeah, let's talk about Van Halen.
Let's.
So did anybody hear the Eddie Trunk?
I did.
Yeah,
I didn't hear it yet.
I did.
Go ahead.
Basically, he says that there was, I guess, supposed to be something in the works as far as the tour for this year, but from what he's hearing, he didn't say any details because he didn't want to let out any information that people didn't want out and wasn't verified or whatever. But he said something about because of illness, somebody in the Van Halen camp, so they're going to postpone it till next year.
When we get off air, I'll tell you what I heard 6 months ago.
And meanwhile, Sammy and Michael played the Troubadour recently.
Yep.
And they were doing all the Van Hagar era hits.
Yeah. They did 7 Seal the other day. I was like, whoa, I'm actually seeing Sammy and Michael on May 30th this month. I'm seeing at Foxwoods Casino in Connecticut. Should be pretty fun. So it should be a good time. The only thing I'm going to say, though, I watched him do 7 Seal. Vic needs to turn his guitar up, man. It just sounds so weak. It's like,
well, it might not be him. It might just be whoever was doing the sound.
Yeah, I think you're right, Jake, because I've heard Vic before, and he's got a powerful guitar sound, and he's an amazing guitar player. But I watched him on 7 Seal, and I think the sound must have been off because that in the 7 Seal, that's supposed to be a powerful, like, sound, you know.
Mm-hmm.
Hopefully they can.
It sounds like a fart. What the hell did you make?
But yeah.
Yeah, that was disappointing to hear though that they were thinking of doing something over the summer. Now it's done.
Well, that kind of probably explains why Michael heard something and then didn't. You know, it kind of fell through. It must be something going on. So
Yeah, hope everybody's all right, but we'll see.
Yeah,
Hopefully.
we're hoping.
hopefully.
We're hoping. And can we also give a little sympathy for the great Tim Conway passed away today.
Yeah.
Very
Mr. Tudball.
Huh?
Mr. Tudball.
I'll be right back. I gotta take this phone call.
Mr. Tudball, Mrs. Wiggins, could you please come to Mr. Tudball's office, please?
And Mrs. Who Wiggins.
Wow.
Mrs. Wiggins.
Finally, something funny. Finally.
Wholesome entertainment of Tim Conway.
Yeah.
Man. Man, he was awesome. His son has a radio show.
Yeah.
On KFI. Do you listen to his son?
Yeah, I have. Very talented.
I listen to his show every night. So tonight's gonna be a tough one listening to that.
Yeah. Well, that's why I'm staying right here tonight. Right here in this room.
Right here, right now.
Right here in this show. I'm not leaving. Until they cut me off.
Oh, you've already been cut off.
I've been cut off at every bar in town.
Today?
No, what was great about Tim Conway was he would always like break character because what was going on with him and Harvey Korman was always so funny. The two of them would just start cracking up and just like be unable to continue for a minute. Then they'd like calm down, get back into character, you know?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I always loved that Carol Burnett show for that reason.
Oh, I know. I used to watch the reruns. It was so cool.
You still can.
Yeah. That's the joy of YouTube and DVD.
Now, if you guys haven't seen out there old Carol Burnett show from the 1970s, go on YouTube and not now, later on, but go on YouTube and just watch some Tim Conway skits.
Yeah.
Fucking hilarious.
Oh yeah.
Mm-hmm. Like the one where he's a dentist.
Oh,
Remember that one?
Yes.
That was great.
One of the best ones.
Mike Heath brought that one up in the chat.
Man, I'm just restarting my laptop so I can see the chat room again.
We do want to start the chat room. Hello to everyone in the chat, by the way, if we haven't said it enough. I know we didn't do roll call today, but we see a lot of you that we love. Meanwhile, a thief just walked by in your house, Dave, right behind you.
That's all right.
He just stole the dog too. He stole the Chihuahua.
She can take everything she wants.
Is that Desiree?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. All right.
She just stole the Chihuahua.
I just saw someone walk behind you. Hey, Desiree. Hi, Snickers.
There's actually two.
Oh, look how cute.
Hey, Desiree.
Hello.
Hi.
Snickers.
Wow. Is it cold over there?
Yeah, it's 50 degrees again. It's terrible. And raining.
Yeah, it's kind of nasty day today.
Yes.
It's not going to be nice until Friday. It's supposed to be back in the 70s on Friday.
But I got a new guitar today.
Really?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Do tell.
Well,
Briefly.
I got rid of my yeah, right.
No, just tell the whole story.
I've had about 3 or 4 Circles guitars, Unchained guitars, by See You Later guitars, whatever you want to call them, 1981 Eddie guitars over the years. I built most of them myself, but about 3 years ago, I got rid of the one that I purchased, which I regret because I always loved it because it was pretty accurate, and I got the EVH model, which I loved. It was a great guitar.
Faster.
Yeah.
Come on.
Come on.
But I actually decided that I'm probably going to get rid of that one and go back to my roots to something more, a little more accurate. So I got rid of that one, and Dave's having a new one made, and I was able to acquire Dave's.
No. Tell them the real story.
You go ahead. I'm too long-winded.
Because Rob said, hey, I want your guitar. What if I get, Chris Locke to make you the body and neck that you want? and I take the body and neck from your guitar because I really like yours. And I said, all right, okay, I don't care. And that's what happened.
Yeah.
So we rebuilt the whole guitar today.
Nice.
I had it apart and I was going to send it to him, but he decided to come down and see me. So we took it out of the box and rebuilt it.
Yeah. And Dave and Desiree and Snickers are coming to my house. 2 weeks?
Mm-hmm. A week and a half.
It'd be kind of cool.
A week from Friday.
Yep.
And what's he taking out of your house?
I don't know. We'll see when he gets there.
Probably nothing. You know what? Maybe the Steinberger for a little while. Maybe.
Yeah. Okay, Mr. Mancuda, I got to ask you, with a million guitars you have, do you have any Steinberger guitars?
I don't.
Really?
You want
know what it is? That the alert?
It's the back phone.
Red alert! I think we're being attacked by Klingons or Romulans or something.
Yeah, I know.
Man.
Fire phasers! Shield!
Who still has a landline?
I do. It's with cable, but I never use it.
Is that what used to be known as a phone?
I never use it.
What's that sound?
Holy shit!
You should
I
answer that. You
literally
should
thought
answer
the
that.
starship was under attack.
It's because it's nobody. Trust me, it's nobody. It's gonna be a machine. Jim Nicholas asked what pickup is in that guitar. That is a Duncan 78.
And it's a 84 Floyd reissue. Oh, and the one cool thing about this guitar, I was able to acquire these. It actually has what Eddie had. It's got Schaller double tabs, which are really hard to find.
Oh, that's neat. I've never seen those.
Yeah, they're hard to find. They're back in the 70s. They made thousands of them, but they stopped making them back in like the late 70s, early 80s. Because you really don't need two tabs. There's really no need for it. So they're kind of a collector's item. And back, if you go back to Eddie's day, back when he first came out, the Ibanez Destroyer had double tabs in it. The Bumblebee had double tabs. This guitar had double tabs. Most of his guitars back in the 70s all had Schaller double tabs, with an exception of the Frankenstrat. The actual Frankie did, well, some people say it did, but I don't know. I've never seen pictures of it. The Frankie actually had Schaller drop tabs with a D-shaped body, which if you guys get on my Instagram page, you'll see I just installed those on my VH1 the other day. And those are hard to find. I've kind of been on tuner crazy.
The Frankie's on display at the Met right now.
Yeah,
Right.
but it doesn't have those anymore.
Oh, really?
It has the drop tabs, but they're not Schallers. They're Gatto crown head chevrons. Similar, but not quite the same. These actually have a D shape on the back of the head. Actually, I got a picture right here. I'll show you guys.
Jim Nicholas,
You know what else?
the screws are the tuners are not screwed into the back of the headstock on the real Frankie, right?
You know what else is a collector's item? A landline phone.
Yeah, right.
Eddie used to have one of those in the 70s too.
Yeah. Let's see, where's that picture? Here it is. Okay, so this is actually these are those drop tabs. This is the original Frankie. I don't know if you guys can see it, but the tabs, it's hard to tell. The tabs go straight down, and see the body of the tuner? It's a D shape. And those are very hard to find. The tab goes straight down. And I just installed those on mine. The funny thing is, I never knew this, but the hold on.
I don't have any of them.
The Ernie Ball Music Man Eddie Van Halen models, those Schallers are drop tab D shapes too. I never knew that until yesterday. I was looking at my Music Man, like, holy crap. But they're kind of a collector's item, just like the double tabs are. Hard to find. I've kind of been on a tuner kick lately, you know.
Stan, now I know what to get you for your birthday. Stan Adams wants to know, do I have Steve Vai's antifreeze guitar? I do not. I have a couple of Steve's guitars, not that one. And Alley Cat wants to know what I think of Jay's new pink guitar. Jay,
What new pink guitar?
you got a new pink guitar?
I did.
Can I see it? I'm out of the loop here.
I want to see it.
I don't have it.
Is that the one being built?
I just wrote about it in the chat. I don't want to say anything on the air.
Oh, okay, okay. Well, we'll answer that one later, Alley Cat.
We'll answer it when I get it back.
There you go.
Right.
There you go.
Hey, John, can you talk about that Charvel Van Halen guitar that you have that Eddie had for a period of time?
The one that Eddie had at his house and drew all over?
Yeah. Do you have that handy by any chance?
I can grab it real quick.
I'd love to see that. I've seen pictures of it, but I've never seen the real one.
It's like your penis. I'd love to see it. And I've seen pictures of it, but no, I'll grab it real quick.
Will you really grab it? Hold on. Here, you can grab it.
Yeah, let me grab it. Come here.
I think we should let Johnny Beane say something.
About Rob's penis?
I was on the phone for 5 minutes and you guys didn't let Johnny say anything?
No, he just doesn't. He
No.
chooses not to.
Rob just kept talking about fucking tuners.
And just Rob and you. And you know what? You guys should have your own show. Rob and John.
All I'm doing with Rob is listening. I wasn't saying anything with
both
Rob.
of you need to get the fuck off this show. Now.
Rob was talking about his tuners. I wasn't saying anything about them. I was listening and learning and listening and learning.
Jesus Christ. We can't talk about gear anymore because of you in your mouth. And Rob, all he talks about is Van Halen.
Well, he was talking about Van Halen's tuners. That's gear. I have nothing to contribute, though, admittedly. Here I go again. Here I go again with my fucking mouth. All right. Well, I'm going to go get this guitar request while you guys let Johnny talk.
All right.
Shut
All
up,
right.
Johnny.
Yeah, that's enough.
Oh my gosh.
Johnny, you're done. That's it.
He's not in a good mood.
He wasn't.
Huh?
You're not in a good mood.
Me?
Yeah, you.
I was.
And now you're not?
Nothing about my guitar.
Man, I didn't even say, hey, it's Johnny Beane. 5:37 p.m. May 14th, 2019. Hello, everybody. Oh man. Yeah, my laptop froze. And so I had to restart. I can't even see this. Oh. Did we do a roll call yet?
Not yet. Not yet. But
All right.
real quick before you do that, James Gum, I believe Chris Lock will build a Frankenwolf body and neck. There you go.
Mm-hmm. Cool. Awesome. We got 90 people watching. Let's get some thumbs ups.
And one of them is our friend Cameron Brown. He just sent me a message. He said he's watching us right now on the TV, though. So he's not in the chat, but he just wanted to say hello. And he'll be on with us soon. We gotta reschedule something. So hi, Cameron.
Awesome. Hey, Cameron.
Yeah. Hey, Cameron. Thanks for watching, man. Yeah, I watch this show on the TV sometimes.
Yeah.
Actually, Cameron, can you see the chat on the TV itself? When I watch it, the little chat's on the TV as well.
That's annoying, isn't it?
No.
Really? No. Because when I watch it, it's on PlayStation, and there's an option now to click so you can see the chat, and it's just, like I tried it out, Rob, when I was watching your show a couple weeks ago, when it sounded like it was raining. Remember that episode?
Oh yeah, all crackly and everything.
Yeah. I had that option up, and I don't know. It was kind of annoying.
I still don't know why it did that one time. That's the only show it ever did that to me on, and I didn't do anything.
Because I tuned in. That's why. I was watching it live, and it's like, Jay, everything that you're involved in turns to crap.
Guitar-wise.
Guitar-wise. Anything having to do with guitars.
Uh-oh. Vancouver's got something.
All right, so I have the guitar you requested. I've already shown this for show and tell, so this is not today's show and tell guitar. But for those of you that that haven't seen it before, this is an old Charvel. It's a Charvel mutt that the graphics original, and anything you see in black was drawn on by Eddie Van Halen. The guy that used to own it before me is friends with him, and he left it at Eddie's house for about a month, where Eddie just kind of noodled on it, you know, left it around the couch, noodled on it, blah, blah, blah. When he gave it back, he said, I drew on it a little bit. I hope you don't mind. So with the Sharpie, he drew little arrows and little knob things and little stripies.
What year is that, John?
Lines.
81. I know, but what year did he sign it? 2000 something? What does it say?
2010, I think. Let's
Okay.
see. Yeah, 2010.
Nice.
So, but the red and white graphic is original. And again, this is Charvel Pre-Pro mutt.
Yeah.
So,
Wow, that's cool.
You
yeah,
must have shown that on an episode where I wasn't here, because I didn't see that.
I did show this one off. You know what? Maybe it was the episode you were out. I showed off this and another red and white old Charvel I have. But what's interesting is this neck was used. This specific neck was used to measure for one of the retro series that Charvel did, and you could literally see Grover Jackson holding this neck specifically in a promo, and you could tell it's this one because it specifically has this identifiable little chip at the end.
Oh,
Yeah, it's for the Legacy series,
That's it. It was the Grover Jackson Legacy series.
and I
All
love
the
those guitars.
platters.
Love those guitars.
Yeah, well, this is the neck that the measurements were based on.
wow.
But I mean, you know,
That's
there
awesome.
you go. So old
How
school
long-
Eddie Van Halen mojo.
How long have you had the guitar, John?
A couple of years, maybe 4 years.
Very, very cool.
I wonder if anybody would be mad if they left their guitar at Eddie's house and he did anything to it besides like completely destroy it.
Actually,
To be upset about it.
Dave's got a story about a guy that didn't want Eddie to have his Music Man guitar.
Yeah, I've said it on here before.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Isn't that weird? No, I don't want
That's
Eddie.
a funny story, Dave. I think I want to hear that again.
All right, so I worked at Manny's Music, and this was 1997, and Eddie Van Halen called the store because he was coming into town, didn't have a guitar, he wanted to borrow a guitar, and he wanted a Wolfgang, but the store didn't have any Wolfgangs, and he said, "Well, do you have anything with 2 humbuckers and a Floyd Rose?" So I said, "Yeah, we do. We have an unopened Music Man in a box." He says, "Well, can I borrow it?" I said, "Well, the guy that owns it, I have to call him because it's paid for, but he never picked it up. He hasn't picked it up yet." So I called the customer and told him the story that Eddie Van Halen wants to borrow his guitar. And he said, "No, I don't want anyone opening that box. I don't care if it's God. I don't want anyone touching that guitar." And I said, "Well, it happens to be God that wants to." So yeah, so he was like, "No, I don't want anyone touching that guitar. It's gonna stay unopened." I said, "Okay, fair enough." So I called.
But it's Eddie Van Halen.
I called Eddie back.
Yeah.
I called Eddie back and said, "Listen, the one that's here at the store, the owner of the guitar doesn't want anyone opening it." He says, "I understand." I said, "But if you can wait about 2 hours for me to go home and get my personal one and come back, you can borrow mine for as long as you want, as long as you need it." And he waited, and I brought my Music Man, Eddie Van Halen, in for him to borrow it, and he borrowed it. And it was like on a Thursday or something, and he used it over the weekend, and I got it back on a Monday, and he didn't sign the guitar or anything, but he gave me a bunch of Van Halen picks, and he took a pack of strings, and on the inside of the pack, he wrote on the white part of the back of the pack of strings, he wrote me a beautiful note saying why he couldn't sign the guitar and that he appreciated it and thanked me and a whole 9 yards. It was a beautiful little note.
And then for a good time, call Dave at this number.
So, and then the following year, he called me again and asked for me personally, and I hung out with him for about a week, being his little go for anything he needed guy, which was cool.
I need a hand job.
Oh my! You need new internet, is what you need.
Yeah.
I definitely do.
You need to shut the fuck up.
So here's the question, Dave. Okay, so Eddie drew all over this guitar. Now, what would you have done if Eddie would have drawn all over your guitar with a Sharpie? Would you have been cool with it?
No, I would have been pissed off because it was a beautiful quilt top Music Man. It wasn't striped.
And what if he would have drawn on it, say, to Dave Nesdall, and just like a graphic of swastikas or something?
Oh my God! I was thinking like cock and balls.
That would be fun. I want something controversial.
I would have been so upset. I really would have. It doesn't matter what he would have drawn on it. I would have been upset, even if it was just his name, because that was a guitar that I used, and I didn't want to. I don't really care for autographed guitars.
Was that an Amber one day? Was it an Amber?
Yeah. I don't really, I don't really go for the autographed guitar thing because it doesn't make your guitar more money. It doesn't make it worth any more. It's just, it was when I was younger, I thought it was cool, but no, I don't want any autographs on my guitars. I want to be able to use them, and I want them to be the way I have them.
Well, hold on. Let me.
But if it was that, if it was the guitar in your hands and he did that, that's cool because it's a Van Halen striped guitar and he put stripes on. I would not be pissed off with that. So why don't you give it to me?
All right. But first I got to draw some swastikas on it.
I'll even take it with the swastikas.
And at Jay's recommendation, cock and balls.
Yeah.
Well, you know what? You could serve it up with cock and balls and I'll take it.
Well, that's what I'm serving you for dinner if you get my guitar. By the way, thank you real quick, Bozique. Thank you real quick, Sean Zimmerman. Thank you real quick, James Gum, and everyone that threw me highlight compliments on the guitar while I was yapping away. So thank you guys.
100 people watching this.
How many?
100.
Oh, that's good. I thought you said 11. I was like, well, there's 4 of us, 5 of us. Hey.
Yes, Cameron can see the chat. He's watching it on his PS4.
Nice.
Awesome. And Jay, that thing that you were talking about, that you said you'd want to draw on a guitar.
You can say it, Johnny. We already said it.
No, he doesn't know how to.
You can actually see that on the Shark guitar.
Just say Beans and Frank.
Look at the Shark guitar, and you'll actually see that on there, and I believe that's what they refer to that as.
Yeah, he's right. Yeah, it is. Yeah, it is. Yeah. I think like 3-4 years ago, we were talking about that. Me and somebody else was like, "Whoa, I never noticed that. It's down by the volume."
Oh wait, is that where those 2 circle stripes are? The 2 circle stripes. Circle. I gotta take a look at that.
Down by the knobs.
Down by
yes, that's down by the knobs.
Got knobs too. Polish the knobs on that guitar.
Well, actually, there is a naked woman on the Circles guitar. So, John, you knew that, right? There's a naked woman on this guitar. Right here.
That's kind of neat.
Yeah, you can see the. Well, never mind. Forget it. There's no cock and balls on
you
that.
can see it's.
Oh, I don't want it then. If it doesn't have cock and balls, I don't want
it. Is that a scratch and sniff graphic?
It's like I don't want it.
Yeah, you can clearly see a booby.
Mr. Beans and Frank, I don't want it.
The only Frank I care about is Pat's dogs.
You guys have all caught gay.
But there's nothing wrong with that.
I never said there was something wrong with it.
John, you're a good. What is it called when you can talk without moving your mouth? Because that's what that just was.
Ventriloquist.
Ventriloquist. Yeah, that's what that just was.
There goes my fucking internet again. Oh God.
Now, if you had a guitar with cock and balls, would it be relict?
You bet. It would be worn down in certain places from use.
more on the never mind.
Man.
Oh, the Bukkake guitar.
Oh my God. Anyway, Johnny, what guitar do you have behind you?
Who, me?
You're Johnny.
What? What, that? Or this way?
That way. The kitchen kitchen chair.
Guitar behind you.
It's a chair.
Bozique says I should wear a satellite dish on my head. That would help my reception. You're right. It's not a bad idea. Hold on. I'm gonna try something.
Zip.
Wow. So hey, did we do roll call?
No.
I don't think.
No. It's gonna take you forever now because there's 100 people watching.
Leave a thumbs up, everybody. We got Phil. We got Mr. BHP. Is that Bruce? We got Showman Blues, Brian Davies, Nightbot, Halface, Sully Dude, Wrinkle Finish. James Gum. Yeah. So yeah, if you're watching, say hi in the chat or let us know where you're from. Where are you watching from right now?
Again.
And let me know how long you've been watching the show for. Not tonight, but since you started watching. Has it been a year, 2 years, 12 years since Johnny started putting up his Howie videos?
Okay.
13 years. There's 13 years of content on this channel here.
All right, let's see if this helps my internet reception.
Oh my gosh.
I think this may work.
Oh, that's so funny.
Where's the lightning bolt or the thunder sound effect? Do we have it here? Oh, here it is.
Yeah, that's it. God, if you're going to strike me down for all I've done in my life, now's the time.
Imagine if it just came blasting through the window and got him.
Imagine my neighbors would ransack my house.
I'd fly right to LA.
Everyone.
I'd fly right to LA and grab guitars.
Yeah, my girlfriend would right now go on Tinder.
Right now. She's on Tinder.
Yeah, she'd be looking right now. She'd be like,
she's looking at everything.
My poor boyfriend. Swipe left. Ooh, swipe right. Yeah, Simone's no. Simone would have a big fire sale.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, whatever happened to Ed McMuffin?
Yeah,
Ed
I don't know.
McMuffin?
Whatever. We used to have a viewer named Ed McMuffin, and he vanished.
Yeah, Grimace
Good
killed
guy
him.
too. Good guy. Chuck Booth in Ohio tonight. Are you? I know you say you've been lurking for a while. Nice of you to say hello.
Yeah.
Yeah, we love when you come out of de-lurking. Welcome.
Is there anybody watching that this is their first time watching? First time? Wait, that's first time, long time. So long time, first time? No, first time, first time.
First time, last time.
What the fuck are you saying?
It's a sports radio thing. When somebody calls in, when somebody says first time, long time, it means their first time calling, but they've been listening for a long time.
Oh.
Mhm.
First time, long time.
Mhm.
Hey, first time. Hey, Mike, first time, long time. Hey, what do you think the Mets are? Shut up.
Wow.
Robert Young Jr. says first time for him.
Awesome.
Robert Young, welcome.
Welcome.
Yeah. Welcome,
Robert
man.
Young Jr. So Robert Young Jr. is carrying on a proud tradition. His father was a longtime listener, and now he's picked up the baton.
Mm-hmm.
Leon Mohan.
Jimmy Carr.
Jimmy Carr, how do you like that new guitar, dude? The one I built for you.
Wouldn't it be awesome if this was like, what was that thing back in the day when somebody like joined the chat room, like AOL or whatever the hell it was, or Yahoo or Excite Chat? There would be a sound effect of like a door opening or something, or closing if they left. If every time somebody either joined the show, it did this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What do you mean back in the day? I still have that going on in my system.
We can actually do that, Jay.
Really?
That can actually be done. Yeah.
Well, what are we waiting for? That's second on the docket. First thing is to shave that thing.
That thing. What thing?
Buzik wants to know what we think about the free concert that Van Halen did in Dallas. I think Eddie Van Halen should have tuned his high E string because it was so out of tune.
Yeah.
Almost the whole show.
And the drill was way off too.
Yeah, that drill was way out of
very
tune.
cool. Other than that, the show was very cool.
Yeah.
But short. It was very short. They're all out of tune. All of them.
Was there a reason why they did that free show? Didn't they have to cancel something? Is that why they did that free thing?
Yes. I think
Sammy
Sammy couldn't sing.
There's a bootleg on YouTube of them playing, I think, Texas.
Yeah.
Texas 88, Texas Jam. And at the end of the show, Sammy says that he lost his voice and he promises they'll come back and play a free show. And so that's what that was.
I think what it was actually is that they played 2 songs and Sammy couldn't sing and they ran off the stage after that. Like Sammy said, we'll come back after 2 songs.
Yeah.
Wow.
You sure?
Sammy mentioned
that's what it said in his book. That's what it said in his book. So.
And he said the brothers were pissed that they had to cancel some shows and whatever.
Yeah.
Because he couldn't sing.
John BL, look for it for the Discord.
Yeah, listen to the book on like 5 times speed and find that spot and let us know what he said.
Because I've seen that video and I thought it was a whole show, and just at the end of the show he apologized.
Yeah, it was his voice went kind of sour towards the end. Yeah. Yeah, actually, the whole '88 tour, the Monsters of Rock and the OU812 tours, it's kind of the same thing, all jumbled up together. That whole tour was kind of interesting. It's one of my favorite ones. But one of the first, I forget which one it was, Johnny, but you would probably know. One of the first shows, Sammy slipped and broke his tailbone. Remember that?
Monsters show.
Yeah. Okay, so that was one of the first Monster shows. Right. Yeah.
He fell and he I think he said he had to sit on ice backstage like during the solos.
Yeah. And then there was a show, I think it was the East Troy show, '88. He actually apologized. He's like, yeah, I busted my tailbone. And, he said it in between songs or something, like between When It's Love and You Really Got Me or something. I just heard it the other day driving to work, and I was like, oh, that was kind of cool. I mean, I remember hearing about that, but I'd forgotten about it.
John Bolware, real quick. I didn't do show and tell yet. This was a guitar that Rob wanted to see, and you can watch it in the rerun. It's an old Charbel that Van Halen had something to do with. And Alley Cat, we discussed the Met Guitar exhibit before. Dave's going to sleep out to get in early.
Dave's going to get there early and pretend it's like opening day.
No.
I'm the only one here.
I was showing him the guitar I took home from the Met. Show him the guitar I took home from the Met.
Which one?
The guitar I took home from the Met.
What are you talking about?
Show them,
Cops are on their way.
Oh,
you're just going to see Dave chasing Rob with a tomahawk-like guitar.
No, I already took it home.
I can't. Somebody has to timestamp that in the comments later, because that was awesome.
Yeah, that was funny.
That's the real one.
This is it. Hang on, I'm going to show you the headstock. That's the real one. Look,
all right.
Look at the tuning pegs.
Turn it over. Are there screws in those tuning pegs?
Oh yeah, that's right.
Because if it's the real one, there's no screws in it.
I put them in today.
Okay. Oh my god.
F sharp.
Oh, that sounds great.
Dave's complaining about Eddie Van Halen being out of tune, and now all his guitars are out of tune.
Well, just the ones I don't use, because this is in tune.
See that face?
Is that Steinberger?
Frankie
Rob,
Burger.
you were asking why I don't have any Steinbergers. I don't like headless guitars. I feel something's missing, like a head.
Like a head?
Yeah, I need head. I gotta get head.
You don't like headless? You don't like headless guitars? What about topless girls?
My girl.
Yeah. Okay, I got a question.
She must be watching.
He's got to be very careful with what he says.
Yeah. Right. Do we know who striped that guitar? Was that a Van Halen stripe job, or
Eddie jizzed all over it? He shot stripes of load all over. It was like the second coming of winter. It was just streaming all over, streaming better than my internet.
Well, that's not hard to do.
Yeah.
No kidding. My internet is like my internet is like Dave's landline.
So, John, we have a buddy of ours, John Boulware, who I think I mentioned this to you. He has a Jack Daniels bass, and I think he's trying to get rid of it. Is that something you'd be interested in, or Rob would be interested in?
I would, but I don't have any cash right now. So.
I don't play bass.
That's a no.
It's a no.
I don't play bass, but good luck with the sale.
Okay.
You know, why don't you show some pictures, send some pictures out of it so people can just see it.
Right.
Yeah, John, message either me, Johnny, or Dave.
What's out of tune too?
Yeah.
And we'll show it on here and see if anybody's interested.
For sure. And Jim Nicholas asks, have we seen the Dio hologram show? Did you guys hear about this?
I'm not crazy about hologram shows.
I love Ronnie James Dio, but it's basically a hologram of him with the band around him. Mm-hmm. So like a virtual Dio, basically.
Mm-hmm. I think the company behind that,
his wife,
just followed me on Instagram or something, because I looked at the profile and that's what it talked about. But it didn't talk about just Dio. It talked about Prince and like other people too. So maybe it's the same company.
I think it's kind of a neat idea. I mean, because we can't see real Dio anymore, you know?
Right.
Yeah, there's two ways to look at it. There's the way of like, oh, somebody trying to cash in or whatever, but at the same time, you get younger people that might be into Dio now that, had no idea, that obviously never saw him. And then maybe older people that never saw him live that say, hey, I can go to see a show with a hologram version. So
depending where you're sitting, you may not be able to tell the difference anyway.
I wouldn't do it. I wouldn't go personally.
Depends who the band is. If you get like Vivian Campbell or Craig Goldie or like some of the original guys, I would go see that show.
What if somebody made a hologram performance of the entire Live Without a Net concert? Would you go see that?
I put it on.
I'd want to see it just for the novelty.
Yeah.
Great answer, Rob. Yeah.
No, I'm come on, you guys give me shit for talking too much, and then I get shit for talking too much.
I get shit.
It's either but or yep.
Because I wear out quick. I'm 45.
I think Gene Simmons, the wheels are turning right now. After I'm dead, I'm gonna have my son sell hologram shows of me and Paul. It's gonna be Kiss Hologram Tour. Gonna do a world tour of just holograms. No live players.
Maybe they're doing that now.
You never know.
What's the company called that's doing that?
Anybody?
I don't know.
Anybody?
You said they're following you. What's the name?
Yeah, Johnny.
I gotta find the name to find them. But yeah, I just saw the profile. It was either on Twitter or Instagram. I was just looking at the profile. I think it was like yesterday.
Because you're either watching a hologram and recording of Ronnie James Dio, or you're watching, basically a cover frontman with the original band. I'd rather see Ronnie.
Yeah.
Maybe we could get David Lee Roth and Michael Anthony going again.
Oh, have you guys been, speaking of David Lee Roth, have you guys been watching the Roth shows at all?
I listened to the one where he talks about his when his dog passed away. They had to put him to sleep.
Yeah.
I watched that one. I'd rather see. I think whoever is involved with his stuff made the proper decision to upload clips, 7-8 minute clips instead of an hour and a half of him just rambling about, you know, just topic to topic to topic to topic.
Well, that's exactly what I saw today, because he just did this one about motorcycles. It's on the Van Halen news desk. I just watched it this morning when I got up. I was having coffee, and it's talking about Harley Davidsons, and you know, he's just rambling on about like making motorcycle sounds. He's going,
yeah,
you know, he's going on.
Yeah, that. Can you hear me out there?
Oh yeah, it's so hard to follow him. It's just like, wow, this guy is on freaking. This guy needs some freaking Ritalin.
Yeah.
I think that the guy that he has there, he's probably doing the audio or whatever, but I think Dave just has him there to laugh at him.
Yeah. And he picks on the guy all the time. He's picking on the guy the whole time, you know.
Well, I'm sure he's getting a hefty salary, so I'm sure he's not complaining about
yeah,
it.
absolutely.
That's why I'm on the show, Rob, except I don't get the hefty salary.
Because his mouth doesn't move. You see that?
There you
Yeah,
go.
they're making you pay. They're making you pay, John.
Yeah. I'm fucked.
Yeah. Oh, that's it.
No, Bozique brings up a really good point, though. A lot of these concerts, you know, eventually you'll be able to see like an original Beatles concert in hologram, Jimi Hendrix in hologram, Led Zeppelin in hologram. That's kind of a neat idea.
Yeah.
If they can get it like really accurate, I'd love to see that. Anyone else interested? No?
I'm just reading what Bozique said to me. Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, fuck you, Dave.
So he says, Bozique mentioned something about the David Lee Roth No Hold Barbecue video years ago. And he said, I'll never watch him in anything not music or Van Halen related ever again. And I almost feel the same way. Like, I remember watching that thinking, what the hell am I watching?
Yeah.
You
It's
know,
just
and
too much. It's just like, what?
yeah, I mean, I liked his when he was on the radio back in, what was that, 2007, I think, his radio show. I actually enjoyed it.
Howard Stern.
Yeah, I thought it was good. But as far as nowadays, like, I can watch him in like a little bit at a time. I can't take too much Roth at this point.
Yeah. Yeah. And Brian Davies just said something a second ago. It said David Lee Roth can't sing. You know, it's funny, Brian, you say that, because I've always said the same thing. And I'm a huge, you know, Roth era fan. I'm a huge Hagar era fan, no doubt. And they both hold their own place, no doubt, you know. But I don't think anybody, I mean, even Eddie Trunk did a show on this a few months ago or so, and you know, nobody disputes, nor do I think anybody, even the hardcore Roth fans, have ever disputed that. You know, not to get into Sam versus Dave, Dave versus Sam, whatever, it doesn't mean it, but nobody ever disputed the fact that Roth is a good singer. He's not a good singer, but he's the ultimate front man. Yeah. You know, I think that's what, honestly, you know, talking about Van Halen for a second, I think that's what really, you know, brought, you know, I mean, Roth sounds awesome on the albums. He sounds amazing on the albums.
Well, because you can sing one word at a time.
Right, and they can overdub and they can go back. And I don't mean this as a slam to Roth, because I'm going to give him a kudos here in a second, but he sounds like ass on every live show, bootleg or non-bootleg. But if you watch him and you really appreciate what he's doing, he's the ultimate showman. You know, especially if you go back to the 70s and the 80s, the guy, like they said, you know, he's like Jim Dandy from Black Oak, Arkansas. He just struts around. And then Sammy comes along, and now he's a lot different than Roth. I mean, he moves in his own interesting way, but he's a killer singer. And he's hitting notes and allowing Van Halen to write songs like Dreams and 5150 the song. And, you know, he's just going nuts with his vocal range. So they're two totally different things. And one of the reasons I don't ever get involved in the Roth versus Hagar, like Roth's better than Hagar and Hagar's better than Roth. it's kind of like trying to compare chocolate ice cream versus strawberry. I mean,
Chocolate's better.
Yeah.
Chocolate's definitely better.
Yeah.
It's just one of those things where you can't compare the two because they're totally two different animals. And you know, and the good news about Van Halen is with those two different animals, they both were able to bring out Van Halen's and especially Eddie's, you know, his qualities in a different way. And that's why I appreciate both eras of Van Halen. And I'm not leaving Gary out either. I mean, Gary had a pretty good.
You can leave him out.
No, I don't, Gary was butt picking. I mean, butter pecan.
Yeah, I just think, you know, they're both two totally different things. So, you know, I love both eras of Van Halen, and I think they both have their own qualities. You know? Honestly,
they're both great.
Are we good?
I think we're good.
End it, Johnny. Go ahead.
Just kidding, folks. Just kidding.
Yeah, Leon, you're right. I agree with you. Leon Mohan. Oh, upstairs.
What?
What?
What's
no,
up?
like people upstairs are banging around. So I just like
People upstairs are banging.
You hear that?
It'd be very hard for them to do because it's only one guy.
Yeah, but he's got a lot of Vaseline.
John, you're like a kung fu movie. Damn.
Yeah, I know. But Brian Davies, I'm not making fun of Asians again. This is just my internet.
Poor Brian.
Oh God, I have no fucking connections. Tech more on Tuesday.
You're not making fun of Crasians? Crasian.
Oh God.
Never mind. We're all going.
I have the landline of internet.
Oh boy, what guitar do I want to mess around with now?
The tinfoil didn't help.
Which attitude guitar? You know, the least you can do if you're picking them up is tune them the fuck up.
Shauna, I do have a vivid imagination. Stick around.
Oh, you're gonna get dinged for that one by your girlfriend.
Yep, that's it. I was thinking the same thing.
You know, I told my girlfriend's brother is a huge rocker. He's a huge Van Halen fan. I told him to tune in today, and he said, if I tune in, can you bring on a camouflage guitar? And I said, yeah, I have a very special camouflage. If you tell me you're watching, I will bring that on. So I'm hoping he's watching today.
Tell him to text
girlfriend's brother.
Tell him to text you.
Let's see. Is he watching? You know what? I'm gonna call him.
Call him on the air, live on the air.
Let's call him live on the. We'll do it live.
I'll write it. We'll do it live.
Let's see. All right, let's put him on speakerphone.
Yes.
Let's see. His name is Richard.
Dick.
Yeah. Hey, Dick. Can you guys hear this?
Oh yeah.
Hey, man. Are you watching the show?
I was watching part of it. I'm in car buying hell right now.
Car buying hell? What the? Dude, you're supposed to be watching the show. I specifically brought on a guitar for you.
What a dick.
Dude, what are you in a car dealership?
No. We're looking for a car crash.
Yeah, listen. I got you live on the air right now on speakerphone. You better get on right now because I'm about to show off this guitar I brought on for you.
You Richard?
Okay. I'll put it on.
All right, so put it on. Let me know when you have the show on.
Show on.
Will I keep you on the phone because I was watching and I don't know how to
I think we should
type anything on there.
Wait, what?
Our sustainers.
Listen, you don't have to type on it. Just listen.
Nope.
My tobacco.
Okay.
All right, are you watching? All right, you're turning it on now.
I'm on the phone right now. I can't turn it on.
All right. So I'm gonna
works.
turn it. I'm gonna hang up now. You go turn the show on, and in a few minutes I'm gonna show off a guitar for you.
All right, sounds good.
All right. Hurry up. Get out of the car dealership. All right. Bye.
Bye.
He ain't turning the show on.
He ain't turning the show on.
No.
Especially if he's with his wife.
No, he's right now. His wife's like, if you turn that show on, I swear you will never sleep in our bed again. Oh boy. Is that my internet again?
That's Dave's brain.
My brain.
That's a little voice in Dave's head right now.
Dave Nesdall, you must kill children.
You must kill Rob. Please.
He's breaking all your guitars.
He didn't wash his hands after he took a dump. He had
Dave
pizza.
Nesdall.
Sounds like a siren.
Yeah, I know, right?
Dave Nesdall. It's okay. Just go for the eyes.
You can thank the green monster for that noise.
He had pizza and didn't wash his hands.
You know, they have penicillin for that.
Right, Jay?
Penicillin?
Penicillin.
Is that like the Venus Gerolitis guitar?
Penis what?
The Penis Gentilitis guitar?
Penis Gentilinus? What? Break out the lube.
Oh my gosh.
John Bulware says, does anyone hear that Edward has cancer again? We hope not. There's health rumors going around. Don't we haven't heard anything, and God forbid. So that is,
let's not start any rumors on this show here.
yeah, we have heard nothing, nothing, and God forbid. We want Eddie and his camp healthy.
Yeah.
Welcome, Janice Lala. Okay, now my girlfriend's brother and his wife, Richard and Helen, hello. Now they're watching. Now we could do show and tell.
How do we know they're watching?
Show and tell guitar?
How do we know they're watching?
No, she just texted me.
Okay.
Rob, you're ruining it.
Yeah, when you do that, it goes on us. And
Jesus Christ. Okay, now they're watching live. So everybody say hi, Richard and Helen.
Hi, Dick and Helen.
Hi, Helen.
There you go.
Hi.
Everyone. So that's my girlfriend's brother and sister-in-law.
My girlfriend's brother and
My girlfriend's brother and sister-in-law. So now that everyone's here, I can totally come out. I've got news, and it's not about Eddie. Okay, so Richard is a hunter, and he likes camouflage. So he asked, do I have any camouflage guitars? I have a couple of them, but one particular one. Do you guys remember the band Keel?
yes.
Okay. And their guitarist, Mark Ferrari.
Mm-hmm. Great
Yes.
guitar player, by the way.
So
Yeah,
back in the day,
I met him.
Back in the day, there was this ad for Charvel years ago. Johnny, can you present this? Here we go.
Hey, wake up.
There was a house ad for Charvel that said, it's the company you keep. And it showed all these rock stars here with all these guitars. Can you guys see that clear?
Yep.
There you go. So you see like Steve Vai has a yellow Jackson. Vinnie Vincent has a purple Jackson. It's all Jacksons and Charvels. Now, Mark Ferrari right here is holding a camouflage guitar with a Charvel logo. And this guitar was in the Keel Right to Rock video. But the problem was it's not a Charvel. It's actually a Warmoth guitar that when he ordered a Charvel, he told Grover Jackson, hey, I don't actually have a Charvel yet for your ad. He's like, well, just bring your main guitar. So he slapped the Charvel logo on the headstock so it looked like a Charvel. But it's not. It's a Warmoth.
Wait.
And since then,
You gotta wait. What stickers are on the case there? Did you put those on there or were they on there?
let's see. We got Black Label, Berserkers, Working After Show VIP, KLOS, Official Party Animal.
No Pat's Dogs, huh?
And yeah, No Pat's Dogs, and Camo Strat, which I guess is what Mark marked it as.
Cool.
But Mark Ferrari, when he broke up with Ron Keel took the neck of that guitar off and threw it into a fire. So Mark at the time had an endorsement with Performance Guitars, and he said, I need a neck for this guitar. This is my #1 guitar. I need a neck for it. So Performance made him a nice neck for it, and he's played it ever since with that neck. So here we go. Today's show and tell guitar is Ron Keel's #1 camouflage guitar. I'm sorry, Mark Ferrari's camouflage guitar, as seen in the Keel video, Right to Rock, with a nice Performance neck on it.
Ooh, cool.
Jeez, look at that.
Put back on in the 80s. And this thing has Bill Lawrence pickups, which sound terrific.
The only problem with that guitar is that neck needs to be shifted because you got a lot more room on the bass side than you do on the treble side.
Yeah, I see that.
Yeah, a little bit. It does.
A little bit.
Yeah, well, definitely over here. And then you look on the back, little fun things on tour. I mean, this thing has mojo to spare.
Oh, geez.
This was played a lot. Obviously, my favorite word. Cuff. Oh. Yeah. And Linda, which was a girl he was dating at the time, he carved in the back of her neck. He must have been pissed when they broke it off.
He carved in the back of her neck?
Yeah, he hit her in the back of the neck with this fucking guitar. Yeah, but look at the wear on this thing. This is authentic touring wear of an 80s rocker.
So when did it have a Floyd in that ad picture?
In the ad, I think it had a Kaler. It still had the Kaler. Yeah.
Okay, so that is a Kaler on there.
Same Kaler.
Okay.
Same Kaler.
Yeah. That is cool.
Yeah, and there you go. So at one point, it looks like it had a Floyd. You can see where it's like carved out.
Mm-hmm.
Or are there
And the
trem claw? Are there trem claw holes where the screws would go on in the back for the trem claw? Because if it did have have 2 holes in the back of the cavity.
I mean, it's got 2 holes right here. So I mean, it had either a Floyd or a Floyd licensed Kaler.
He's talking. Rob's talking about the trem claw.
Oh, here.
Yeah, if there's screws.
Yeah.
Going up into. Yeah, that thing was
yeah.
It's awesome.
Okay. Oh yeah. Okay, so probably did have a Floyd at some point.
Either a Floyd or a Kaler version of a Floyd.
Yep. Very cool.
So for those of you guys that are fans of Keel, this is the deal.
So that's I've seen those Performance necks in magazines back in the 80s. What years did those Performance necks around? Were they the 80s or 90s?
They still make them. They still make them.
I know,
Still
but
open.
Right, but that era, I mean, would that be 80s, you think, or 90s?
This is 80s, yeah.
Very
I like
cool.
the crown head tuners on it as well. Those are old crown head Goto tuners. Oh, and they're they're the 45-degree angle.
Wow, that's awesome. They're black too.
Yep.
Let me stay on it.
Goto.
Yeah, GOTOH, Goto.
Wow.
Very
Mr.
cool.
BHB, is that Bruce said Gene Simmons produced them. And he
I
still
think he's
has
right,
their
actually.
record, The Right to Rock, on cassette. Wow, man.
That was a great video. It's one of those videos where like rock and roll is outlawed, and some kids like playing a cassette and the feds are chasing them down for doing that. Kind of like Quiet Riot did with the Wild and the Young. Rock and roll is outlawed. The apocalyptic future.
Jim Nicholas wants to know how much a Performance neck goes for. They're probably about $1,000 to $1,500. just for the neck.
Whoa!
Yes, they're very, very expensive, but they're very, very well made.
Are they based off of a like a Kramer? Or?
No, they have their own neck shapes and stuff.
Holy crap!
That's awesome, though.
And
That's,
Showman Blues. No, the neck isn't twisted, but it does need an adjustment.
It needs to be
Shifted over a little bit.
And by a little bit
enough to play it better.
just hold it in your legs here. Just go like this, John. Go. Loosen the screws and it'll move right over for you.
blast it.
Just send it over here and I'll take care of it for you.
Yeah, well, Dave's setups is second to none. I got that Ibanez, that Reb Beach, and I could tell the setup's great, although it definitely adjusted a little bit in flying over to the other side of the U.S. The climate definitely changed it.
Yeah. I will say, you just said something too a minute ago, John. I agree. I mean, Dave's setups are awesome. They really are. He knows exactly how to tweak that stuff, you know, like the action height and how many shims it needs under the neck pocket. And yeah, he's definitely got a knack for it for sure.
And Jason McNamara wants to know what's the story behind my owning this one. This went from Mark Ferrari to a friend of mine who's also in a band, and basically he played it for a couple of years, lent it to Mark again for some recent shows, and eventually I pulled it out of him because I wanted it for a while.
Johnny Beane, you have anything to add?
For God's sakes, Johnny, it's your show.
I know. Cool guitar, man. And yeah, Mark's a cool dude. I met him probably like 5 years ago.
Yeah, Mark's very nice. Mark's very nice. And Brett McCord wants to know if I have any Jackson guitars. Oh, yes. I have one or two laying around. Yeah, I have a lot of Jacksons. I have a lot of stuff. I show them every week on the show. Stick around.
How many Kramers do you have, John?
A lot of them. In fact, they're Kramered up my ass. Yeah. No, I have a lot of Kramers. I have a lot of BC Rich, a lot of Charvel.
You got any Berettas you're looking to get rid of?
He doesn't get rid of guitars.
I don't usually get rid of guitars, but I mean...
Well, if you ever want to get rid of a Beretta, you let me know. I have that nice purple Pacer of yours that I got a couple years ago.
I did get rid of that one. But that was because Dave really wanted it.
I'm the lucky owner. I've showed that guitar off once or twice over the years.
Jim Nicholas wants to know if I have anything of Tracy Guns. I do. I'm friends with Tracy, and I do have one of his known guitars that I will bring on to the show. And thank you all for the kind words. Shauna, Jim, I rock the blues. And again, that's for my girlfriend's brother, Richard, and his wife, Helen. So,
John, you why did you hide the dog paw?
the what?
The dog paw.
I didn't hide.
Yeah, you did. The dog PA was hidden by John Mancuda.
I did not hide that.
You got to undo it.
How do I undo it?
He said, "Hey, at Mr. BHB, blocked."
No, really. No,
Yeah,
really.
You're supposed to ask him if that's Bruce.
So go to the three dots next to his.
It's all right. Hey, Johnny unhid him.
Okay.
Thank you. So, I'm sorry, Dog PA. If anything, that was an accident. That was just me hitting a button because I'm a moron. And now you can all laugh at the tech moron. There's a reason this is Tech Moron Tuesday.
Yeah, Zach Thong. Yeah, very awesome guitar, John.
Thanks.
Both of those are awesome. Two awesome guitars, man.
There you go. Dave, come set this one up.
Okay, fly me out there. I'd be happy to.
I'm going to bring it to your wedding.
Okay. I'll, take care of it beforehand. About an hour before.
I Rock the Blues wants to know what's the oldest guitar I have. I don't have anything from the 50s or 60s. Like early 70s BC Rich is as far back as I go. So like I guess 74 or 75 BC Rich Seagull. That's as far back as I go.
You don't have a bagel?
Bagel, Seagull, bagel. Put some lox and cream cheese on my BC Rich.
Hey, we haven't talked about food. Speaking of bagels,
Yeah, you did.
Pat's dogs! Pat's
Everybody-
bagel dogs!
you guys have any bagel shops near you?
I do.
That's where we ate dinner.
Yeah, Dave. I'm sure you do.
Why?
Do
Because
they have French toast bagels?
yes.
Okay, so here's what you do. You get a French toast bagel, toasted with butter and extra crispy bacon, and a side of syrup.
And then have a heart attack.
Yeah, but it's worth it.
Yeah,
Totally.
because we want you to have a heart attack.
It's worth it.
Johnny left us.
It's funny when I order them. Usually, obviously, 99% of the time, it's a girl behind the counter, and they're like, I keep adding everything, and they're like, you know, the look of disgust and fat just goes across their face, and they're like, ew.
The first thing I do when Simone and I go out to New York, which is where bagels reside, to visit my parents, first thing we do, we get off the plane, we go to a bagel shop, 24-hour bagel shop every day. Bagel, 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 pizza, bagel, bagel, pizza, bagel. It's the water. It's all about the water.
And then, no, I'm joking.
Let's see. Thank you, Joe Hervey. What do? I do a lot of stuff. I act, I do voiceovers, I work in an auction house, I do a lot of stuff. And I deal in collectibles, and someone else asked to see my X-Men shirt. So X-Men 141, Days of Future Past. For those that were asking, there you go. Wolverine.
That's old school Wolverine too. Nice.
Oh yeah, I'm all about the comic books.
Oh yeah. Actually, I love the old X-Men shows. Like the old stuff. You know, I think that's the coolest stuff.
Well, Jason McNamara mentions Queensryche. I actually listened to Queensryche Promised Land last night and today for a bit. He says he loves the guitar you showed, the Queensryche guitar you showed last month. That's the band I most wish I could have joined, and he would have loved to have gotten the gig after DeGarmo left. Well, that band ended when DeGarmo, in my opinion.
Pretty much.
The last couple records with Todd LaTorre, they're really good. They're really good. It's definitely better than anything they've done since Promised Land.
Yeah, and the New Verdict is terrific. The New Verdict is really terrific.
Yeah. Jason, yeah, thanks for sending me that link, man. I've heard that song before too.
John Bulwer brings up, have I ever heard of a band called Hurricane Alice? I have. I have that CD. I forgot the name of the song they did. But yeah, I do have that CD. I've heard of them. It's one of those D-list hair bands that they didn't make it very far because they kind of got in on the tail end of the 80s. But I liked them.
Queensryche, you're talking, Jay. I was just listening to yesterday, Jet City Woman. Remember that?
Empire is in my opinion, Empire is
Phenomenal.
top 10, if not top 5 record of all time for me.
Oh yeah,
that album is just
yeah. It's
every
awesome.
time I listen to it, I get goosebumps from that record. Just the production alone, the songwriting, the guitar, the vocal harmonies, the guitar harmonies, everything about that record is perfect in my opinion.
They're a good live band too. I saw them live in '96. I think it was '96. What tour was that? It was the big year.
Here in the Now. Here in the Now.
Oh, yeah. They were good live, man. I'll tell you, they were awesome.
And Operation Mindcrime is easily one of my top 5 albums of all time. Just incredible. Incredible. But I love Empire. I mean, I just love Queensryche. They're terrific.
Yeah. They got a really cool, they just got a cool sound to them. Pretty distinctive.
Yeah, they bit on the old grunge thing, and that's when Here in the Now Frontier came out, and they recorded it from. We talked about this recently. Somebody from who's call it from Pearl Jam's recording studio, and everything was dry, everything was stripped back.
Yeah,
and they should have stayed the course, and just been them, and I think they would have actually been fine if they did.
Yeah.
A lot of bands got nervous. Sammy Hagar talked about it. He said when
everyone.
He said they got scared. They actually brought Alice in Chains out on tour with them, thinking like, okay, well, their fans now will think we're cool. Right. But a lot of those 80s bands got nervous when grunge hit.
That's Metallica when they cut their hair short.
Yep.
All those guys.
Metallica was weird though. Like they cut their hair, and then like Kirk started wearing makeup, and Lars I think did the eyeliner thing.
He's a woman anyway.
The exact opposite of what they said they would never do.
Yeah, and then you had Motley Crue was trying to be a little darker. I mean, everyone that's stuck in there was trying to suddenly be grunge, and grunge was like, we don't want these hair bands. What are you trying to do? That's not you.
Mine.
I mean, like for me, Queensryche and Dream Theater were those like last two. Well, I guess those last two like '90s bands that kind of just made it in just before the grunge era hit. I mean, I don't mean made it in. I mean they were already in, but I mean, you know what I mean, Jay? Like Queensryche and Dream Theater, like you still heard those. Those albums were coming. Those guys were still rocking. I mean, obviously Van Halen was too. I mean, Balance came out then, but they were still holding the fort down when grunge came in.
Mm-hmm.
Nirvana and Pearl Jam and
Guns N' Roses. Guns N' Roses came out like right with Use Your Illusion 1 and 2 late in the game.
Right, that's true. I forgot about that. Yeah. That's because the Terminator 2 movie was
91.
Yeah.
And Guns N' Roses had that hit single "You Should Be Mine," right? Wasn't that? Yeah.
That's that one like my favorite Guns song. The video for that is killer.
Great song.
Yeah.
I think those albums are 92 though.
Maybe 92 then.
Or maybe the second one is 92. The movie was 91.
Yeah.
There you go.
But yeah, I mean, what was that album? It was the two. You just said it a minute ago. It was the two albums, November Rain and
Use Your Illusion 1.
Use Your Illusion. Right. Yep. Yeah, I remember because that's the year I graduated high school, 92.
And even you listen to Warrant. What year did Dog Eat Dog come out? That was also a little harder, darker edge.
Yeah.
And no, I'm joking.
I can't remember.
Someone in the chat. What year was Warrant Dog Eat Dog?
John BL?
Was that their first album?
No. They went from Dirty Rotten Filthy Stinking Rich to Cherry Pie. Their third one, Dog Eat Dog 93. Thank you, Jason McNamara. 1993. So right there, they were trying to do a little bit darker, heavier, and kind of evolve. But again, the grunge guys didn't want them. The hairband guys, we felt betrayed.
Yep.
Like, where are you going, man? That's, you're not being true to us.
Yep. Yeah, the grunge guys weren't going to like that stuff no matter what.
Right.
And Jim Nicholas kind of echoes how I feel. He said lots of filler on those double albums. I feel like Use Your Illusion 1 and 2, to me, there's one album of good material. There's a lot of songs on those on both those records that I'm like, eh.
Yeah. Right. I agree. They could have knocked it out in one album.
Yep.
I agree too. That was a cash grab, man.
Yep, I think so.
But hey,
before any kind of internet where you can like hear the music before you buy it. If this was now and a band came out with two albums that were like half filler, they would just either download the songs they want to hear or make a playlist on Spotify of only the good songs from both those albums. That's what I did. I have a Guns N' Roses playlist, and it's just the good songs from those 2 albums. It's like 7
Man.
songs.
Nobody buys whole records anymore.
No.
And you can tell. Go to iTunes. You can see exactly what songs people buy.
Right, because they're lit. Right, exactly.
You know.
Well, I do. I still buy CDs because I like to support the bands.
Yeah.
Anyone that's giving me music that I like in this day and age, I want to support them. I want to buy the CD too.
Mm-hmm.
And didn't they both come out on the same day?
Yes. Yes, they did. And the record stores were mobbed.
It's funny talking about bands and stuff. Maybe think for a second about bands like, I mean, because I was, when I graduated in '92. I mean, I was a huge Van Halen fan. I was Guns N' Roses. I was all the '80s rock stuff, of course. But then grunge came out, and I'm going to college, and all my college buddies, they're all listening to Pearl Jam and Nirvana. Then Kurt Cobain, obviously he died in '94.
Kurt Cobain.
Yeah, you know why? Because
Yeah, exactly.
even Kurt Cobain couldn't stand how depressing that music was.
Yeah, I know. I was actually just watching a video of him, like an interview. Yeah, he definitely was ahead of his time on a lot of stuff. But
Gun in my mouth, shoot it up, blow my brains across the room.
I don't think he did it, but I think he was.
But I mean, you take bands like Stone Temple Pilots and.
You think he was red rummed?
Yes.
Really?
Oh yeah, hands down. They said the amount of illegal substance that he was on, like when they did toxicology on him, there's no way he could have set up the in the way that they it was a whole mess, man.
What did he use? A shotgun and used his toe for the trigger?
Yeah.
That's not hard.
It was a shotgun.
That's not hard.
I think his wife hired somebody to do it. That's my opinion. There was a thing on Netflix a couple years ago called Bleached, I think is the name of it. And the private investigator that was hired by his wife, Courtney Love, there's a lot of phone conversations that he recorded.
Yeah.
And when you hear these things, you're like, she did it, man. She did it. And he thinks she did it.
It definitely it definitely makes you think. Yeah, I agree.
Yeah.
But
I wish I would have done it. He ruined my music. Ruined it.
I was never a huge Nirvana fan, but I mean, there was some Pearl Jam stuff I liked. There was some Stone Temple.
Dude. Pearl Jam is jizz. That's what Pearl Jam is. It's jizz. Jizz.
But if you listen to Soundgarden with Chris Cornell, I always loved his voice.
I still love his voice.
Yeah, and then he got into Audio Slave with Tony Morello, and Tom. I'm sorry, Tom.
Tony. Hey, Tony Morello over here.
Hey, Tony.
Hey, huh?
In the boom bots. Yeah. Tom Morello. I mean, he's an amazing guitarist. They had some real gems. I mean, like a Stone. I mean, there's a whole bunch of really cool songs, and then you get the bands like Velvet Revolver, where you got Scott Weiland and Slash. And I mean, they had a couple gems like Slither. That was a cool tune.
All this, I love Velvet Revolver.
Yeah, I mean, it was kind of what I'm saying is you had some bands that had a little bit of, they weren't like Van Halen or AC/DC or some of these big bands, but they had a little bit of, they would make you stand up and take attention once in a while. And then they kind of mixed up, and then, like I said, you got Stone Temple Pilots mixes with Guns N' Roses for Velvet Revolver. Then you got Soundgarden mixes, to make Audio Slave. They all kind of had a couple little marks, and it was kind of neat. It's almost a shame that we couldn't have ever heard them go a little bit further. But and the other piece is then you listen to bands like Van Halen, who just stay true to what they do, and they come out with an album in '95, Balance, which is one of my favorite Van Halen albums. I know I'm probably the minority, but I still love that album.
That's a great album.
Yeah, it's just and they didn't shy away from anything, and they still hung in there. And then a few years later, '98 came around, and the Sharon thing, that didn't do too well, but they still hung in there. I mean, it just kind of goes to show you that classic rock can last through different phases of disco and grunge and pop, you know.
Well, Van Halen was kind of different. Like obviously, you know, late 70s, but they were never considered like a hair band or glam rock or anything like that.
Or metal.
So,
they were never considered metal.
Or metal. So they
Like
were never.
Aerosmith.
Yeah, they were. Yeah, same thing.
Funny thing is, they in 78 and 79 they dressed like glam rock.
Yes.
Yeah,
You
well,
know, bell bottoms and capezios, and they had makeup on Mike. Do you see all the makeup on Michael Anthony? Come on,
Roth, but to be honest, I guess to kind of go back on what I said, like when you look at any of those guys, I guess Roth was the only one that you could, I guess, consider like the way he dressed with the spandex and all that stuff. But he had such an attitude to him where it never was considered, you know, glam.
Right.
but you know what? The thing about the 80s glam music is it was all about fun and party. Let's drink, do drugs, let's fuck. You know, everything fun, fun, fun. Seattle scene was rainy and miserable and itchy and fat and ugly and depressing. And I don't, again, just
no, you're right.
miserable.
You're right. You're right. It was depressing. It was grungy. It was dirty. It wasn't the glam at all. You know, I mean, ugly was in. You know, long, dirty, greasy hair with flannel shirts and ripped pants.
I got to stop everyone for a second. Frozen Fury 09 says, "Take care, everyone. Johnny Beane, amazing stream as always. Great panel." Thank you, Frozen Fury.
Thank you, Frozen Fury.
Thank you, Frozen.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Joe Hervey says, 106 of us here on a Tuesday night. Well done, boys.
Thank you guys coming in and supporting us. Thank you. We love you.
Jason, I think something's playing on your end that we can hear.
Yeah, I just turned it off. Sorry, I had the show going on another browser.
I want that.
Aussie.
Can't hear.
Oi, oi, oi.
Ah,
I like that shirt, Jason.
Thank you.
Anything with Ibanez, you know.
Let's
I'm gonna
go.
like it, so.
Wow. Hi, Jason.
Hey, Johnny. So you enjoyed Empire, did you?
Yeah. I've heard that one before.
So what happened was I stumbled across your show, John, where you brought on the Michael Wilton guitar because I'm a huge Queensryche fan, as you obviously saw from my comment that I wish I could have joined the band after DeGamo left. And I came across it. I was like, wow, this is really cool. And I hate to say it's the very first time I've seen you on the show because I normally only come and watch on Saturday. I never normally watch. Well, sorry, Saturday for me, Friday night for you. I never normally watch this show.
anyone that comes
thumb up my sleeve and I was like, oh, there's
anyone that
guitar.
comes on here Tuesdays is shocked and disappointed that it's my night to be on. So yeah, you're not alone.
Nah, you're all good, mate. You're all good. But yeah, Johnny, I'm glad you enjoyed Empire. And you guys were saying before about the riff, about the way Queensryche did things. Here's something I wanted to bring up with you guys about Queensryche and what makes them so different. About that tune because I hit it too hard. You can hear that okay, yeah?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
You can hear the guitar all right?
We have the same internet provider.
So let's have a look. While I'm in Tokyo, my internet should be pretty damn good. So let's have a quick look at the riff for Empire because this is how it goes. Now the thing that makes this cool, right? You do something with this that you don't normally do, and Queensryche love doing this. They love doing. I'm seeing Dave and Rob right now, and they're just sitting there on the edge of their seat. It's really cool. Thanks, guys.
Yeah, it is.
Well, we're just astonished that Johnny just got fined $100. just when you thought.
What's all right? I'll give you some more. There's another $100 gone. Anyway, the thing Queensryche do that makes them so unique compared to all the other bands of that earlier era is they do this a lot. So you could look at it like a jazz chord because there's that dissonance. But the thing that they do, right, rather than just playing a straight 1 and 5, they quite often, depending on which way around they do it, will give you essentially a flat 5 with what would be a 1. If any of you guys understand what theory is, the point is instead of having this, you get this. And they throw it in such a subtle way that makes it awesome. So when you play that Empire riff, I'll go a bit cleaner.
It sounds darker too, Jason. It sounds darker. Yeah.
Exactly. So cleanly, it starts out with the octave. Oh, sorry. Now you can play the D portion there, or you can play it here, but actually, sorry, it's there. That's what it is. With the pedaling A underneath it the whole time. If I turn off the delay, so it's a bit easier to make out, I'll get rid of all the effects. And this is the other thing they do. That's why that riff is so cool, and so many people play it wrong. It's like damn it, the Rush song. People always play wrong too.
Distant early warning.
People always play that song wrong too, because they always miss the stacked 5 with it. Just but anyway, the point is, it's just that's what makes Queensryche so cool. I just wanted to quickly throw that in. I came here just for that.
Mm-hmm.
And then those odd little time jumps like that, they do so many cool things. This is why Queensryche's such a great band, Johnny.
Right.
Mm-hmm. I remember them because I had a girlfriend back then that was she was super in love with Jeff Tate.
I saw that on the episode when you said that.
Well, now she could probably get him.
Man, that'd be good for her, you know.
That'd be good for him, probably.
I would so kill to be a member of either Jeff Tate's band or if Parker fucks off to join Queensryche. Oh my god!
Doesn't Jeff Tate have a goatee?
Yes, he
Jeff
does.
Tate has
Okay.
Another band, Operation Mindcrime now.
Yeah, I know. But I agree. Verdict is a real problem.
So how you been, Jason?
Hey, something else I want to touch on because I say again.
I said, how you been? Good to see you, man.
I'm good. Yeah, likewise.
Rob's been stalking you, Jay.
That's all right. He's allowed to talk. Don't mind. Actually, somebody else, because I haven't got the chat open right now. Somebody else, I totally forgot what his name was right now. There's something in the chat. He said he was a video guy. He'd been watching all my videos and he really loved my work. So please, I'm sorry, I'm just blowing out. Reach out to Facebook and message me. I'd love to chat to you.
He's got my internet.
Yeah.
What?
Welcome to
You mentioned
Tech
before,
More on
John.
Tuesday, by the way.
Dog by Warren. Oh my. Exactly.
Are you talking in Chinese?
Hey,
Japanese.
listen, Brian Davies
No, I
takes
didn't
offense
speak
to that.
fucking idiot. I speak Japanese.
I know, but it sounds like Chinese on here.
Oh, I don't know.
Here we go.
I
with
can't
racial
just
stuff
speak
again,
Chinese,
Jay.
believe it or not.
You're breaking up a little bit.
That's why it
Oh.
sounds that way. It's just all broken up.
Just a little bit.
A little bit.
A little bit. Just a little.
Oh, do I need to start the internet again?
You might have to because I heard nothing from that last conversation.
Hang on a sec. I'll be right back.
No, Jason, you know what it is? There's too many people in the room. Rob, leave.
Here you go, guys. I'm going to give you a Chinese lesson because I did spend a year in China. I'm only going to teach you this once, so be ready. Here we go. The word is, huh?
Sheshe.
No. I got a much better one than that. Sabi.
Sabi.
Sabi. Now, who wants the
Sabi.
translation? You ready?
Yeah.
The translation is stupid cunt.
Here's another fine. Johnny, we're losing money hand over fist. Speaking of fist,
That's a true story. Johnny's gone so red right now. He's redder than John's pink hat.
Red
Yeah, it's my gel. It's my light. But Jason, that was the dog PA.
That's it. Yes.
I mentioned you.
Thank you. The dog PA. That's correct.
What kind of gel? What kind of gel do you use? Like Dep, or is it
Well, it's a Japanese brand, so you wouldn't know it.
No,
you
no.
know how to say it, though?
Johnny said the gel that he uses. It's my gel. I was
I send him Japanese brands.
Oh, okay.
It's the Vaseline brand.
Well, look, I wanted to bring up something here that I've been wanting to chat to people who are musically knowledgeable. Who, like, I mean, as much as what we're all a bunch of fucking.
I'm out.
Yeah, no, you've got a crazy amount of knowledge, and I think you're the best guy to talk to about this. I personally feel that Lazarich is vindicated in everything that he said about Napster and what was going down. Because you look at what's happened in music today. The two people I believe who are responsible for the current state of the music industry are Steve Jobs and, well, not people, but the second entity would be the Napster thing. And here's my argument to that. Steve Jobs, because he put all of his daughter's music, if you've seen, there's the film with Ashton Kutcher, and then there's the other one with, I've forgotten his bloody name, but anyway, right at the end of the film, he gives his daughter an iPod because he wants to let his daughter have all of her music on one device. That convenience factor destroyed having to own albums. So that convenience factor was one part of it. The second part was the Napster thing, because people got used to the idea that they could get everything for free and no longer wanted to pay for it.
I'm Jewish, right?
What's that?
I'm Jewish, right?
You know, I'm Australian, and that whole ideal of, like, I'm Jewish and all that, it doesn't work on me, so I'm not even going to go there.
It's my favorite four-letter word, so...
You just thought it was fun. I saw you with that Van Halen guitar.
Let me also point out, Lars Ulrich, and I'm speaking from experience of meeting him in person twice, he is a big, soggy dildo. A big, soggy dildo.
Despite your personal feelings, he is right, though.
Yeah, he's right, but he's a dildo.
But
John,
right.
what do you mean? What do you mean by that? What are you trying to say?
Yeah, don't hold back, John.
Yeah, don't hold back.
Do you like them? You want to put them under your pillowcase and save them?
Jay,
I want to take him in the shower with me.
Jay, you'll like this. Cameron Brown just messaged me on Facebook and says, you got to show me how to spell that Chinese word so I can say it to people when I get shit on Instagram.
Who gives him shit on Instagram?
Oh, he's brilliant.
If they do, they're idiots.
Yeah, but they just got no idea. No, Cameron
doesn't.
Have you heard Cameron Brown before, John?
I'm sorry, one more time.
Have you heard that Scottish kid, Cameron Brown, that we were talking about before?
No, what's his deal?
He's 23 years old. He's got an Instagram account with almost 40,000 people on it, which is a pretty big deal for a guitar player these days.
Almost 44,000.
Oh, they're almost 44.
Everybody go to Instagram.
Yeah, and check him out.
Follow. There it is. It's focusing.
Hammy B.
Yep, there he is. So
Was
go
he
follow
just
him.
a really good player?
Oh, he's awesome.
He's not just good. He is, like, literally, him and Joe Sprunt are two of the guys who in the younger generation are literally holding the flame alive. He's a phenomenal guitar player.
Oh, that's cool.
And he's a big Van Halen fan too. Like his dad, he's been playing since he was 3 and he's 23 now. His dad raised him on Van Halen records, among other things.
I'm going to have to talk to him about starting when he was 3, because I want Ellie to play instruments from a very young age, but I don't want it to be that point where, like, I don't want to force my kid to do anything.
Well, at that age, you gotta, or else they won't do it.
Yeah, because we gotta, the other night, remember I showed you that video of Ellie watching the beginning of Unchained and her jumping off the couch. We were watching live at Annette, and the second Bocephus mode started with Alex's drum solo, she ran over. We bought her a Remo practice pad a few months ago and a pair of kids drumsticks. She ran over, got him, put him in front of the TV, and just started blasting the thing. And I'm like, this is great. We didn't have to tell her to play. 2.5 years old, and she's already, pulling the stuff out. So I thought that was awesome.
Well, my two have got a little red piano and a ukulele, and I can't get them to actually play. They just want to sit there and beat the crap out of it, unfortunately. They love Queen. Like, they're ridiculously big Queen fans, my kids. And I can't get them to actually play music. Like, here you go. Here's a quick example. This is my son. This is back on March 28th. Sitting there with a strawberry. I told him, if you're going to grow plants out in the back in pots, you've got to talk to them, give them the carbon dioxide, blah, 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 blah. Anyway, so instead of talking to the plant, this is what he decided to do. This is so cute. He's 5.5, by the way.
Methane.
Sounds like me
But-
singing.
Yeah, except he's way cuter than you, mate.
That's not hard.
No, I mean, I started playing an instrument at like 12 or 13. I mean, I started on skin flute. So that was my
I play that now. And the rusty trombone, I'm very good at.
Brian May didn't play that part. Brian May never played that funky guitar part. That wasn't Brian. That was John Deacon.
That's cool. I like that.
Wow.
John
That's
Deacon
cool.
played that. That legendary funky lick was not Brian May.
Go figure.
Yeah.
So anybody else looking forward to the Elton John movie? Because I'm genuinely looking
Yes,
forward to it.
I am. I'm looking forward to it. I'll do that.
Anybody else here by any chance a fan of his 1971 album, The Tumbleweed Connection?
I'm just a fan of his, period.
Oh, he's brilliant.
Period. Ew.
I'm just going to leave that alone.
Only you, John.
I saw Elton and Billy Joel live together on the Piano Men tour in my hometown of Adelaide in front of 30,000 odd people at an outdoor gig, and damn, it was good.
Oh, Billy Joel's my hometown boy. I'm from Long Island. So's Dave.
So is
I
Dave.
love Billy Joel.
Yeah,
Billy
Billy
Joel.
Joel actually had breakfast at this little joint around the corner that I usually eat at on Sundays the other day.
Wow.
Yeah, it was
Billy does no wrong.
on Mother's Day. He was there on Mother's Day.
Cool.
Yeah. Pressure, what a great song. What a great tune. So many good songs out of that guy. Brilliant.
That's incredible. Incredible. I think you're going to see a lot more rockumentary movies ever since, the success of Bohemian Rhapsody and Motley Crue's The Dirt on cable. You're going to see a lot more. You're going to get down to a point where you see like, Saigon Kick, the movie. And,
I don't think we're going to get that.
because, all the low end 80s bands that I love, someone brought up earlier, Hurricane Alice. You're going to see that movie, that rockumentary,
Well, I'm
It's
not
like
holding my
MTV
breath.
behind the music.
I'm not holding my breath for the Crimson Glory album, movie, as much as what I'd be interested to see it. I don't think it's ever going to happen.
Dude, Todd LaTorre is fronting Queensryche, man, and
Of
doing
course.
one hell of a job.
Although, see, for me, my favorite Crimson Glory album by far was Strange and Beautiful. I love that album.
Transcendence was terrific.
Sure, I don't know. For me, it was Strange and Beautiful.
Transcendence, I said.
Yeah, I know. Strange and Beautiful.
No, they're both terrific. Look, Crimson Glory was a great band back then, and now Todd's with Queensryche and breathed totally new life into them.
Yeah, and he does really have the Jeff Tate thing down, but he's got his own thing. But, man, yeah, the verdict is good. You were right. It's good. Hey, here's another one.
Even back in the 80s, I said, when I heard Crimson Glory, I said, this guy could totally ape Jeff Tate, like 100%. And look now he's fronting Queensryche.
Well, there you go. I got a band for you guys to check out. Hang on.
Hey, speaking of great guitarists, I just got a text from our buddy Thomas McLaughlin.
Thomas.
But I got a split, boys.
Little
every time
Stevie
Jason
Bond.
you come on, I gotta go.
Jay, real quick, because I know, because it's like 11 a.m. here. This is an album for you guys to check out. You can get it on iTunes and stuff. Heavy as Texas. The guitar player is Marzi Montazeri. He was playing with Phil Anselmo in Phil Anselmo and the Illegals, and I know he's not a big fan of Phil now because nobody really is anymore. But Marzi can play. He's a phenomenally good guitar player, and the album's actually available for free. And I tell you all, have a listen. It's quite heavy, but it's got a lot more than just heaviness. It's a really killer album.
I got it on Instagram. Jesus, on Spotify. I'll give it a listen.
Yeah,
I'm gonna add it to my MySpace.
My Napster playlist.
Yeah.
Real
The
quick,
last two tracks. The
Real
last
quick.
two tracks are the ones that really blew me away. Sorry, John, go on.
real quick, before Jay goes, I just want to say, I heard you mention Crazy Licks on one of your other nights. And, dude, they're terrific. You were right about that.
Yeah, man. They're legit.
I'm in. I'm in. Totally. Well done.
All right, everybody. I love you all. Good night.
Good night, Jay.
I love the way he did
They
that.
gave us an Irish goodbye.
It just splits. That's awesome.
Wow.
That's the Irish. Oh, look, Dave just melted.
Yeah. Rob, where's your buddy, man?
Would you kill him? He's all dead on the floor, Rob.
Check on the floor, Rob. His shoes might be on the ground. It could be spontaneous combustion.
He was
Jesus.
just here, now he's gone. I think it was some kind of combustion.
Didn't you know, guys? Nesdale got the gig as the next drummer on Spinal Tap. That's what happened to him.
I think right off the bat, like when he was off camera, Rob took a guitar string behind Dave and just oh, there you are.
Yeah, I was just looking for something better to do.
Well, that's not hard.
Well, obviously you didn't find it, you smart ass, because you're back.
Well, it's because he's here.
By the way, can we say hi to Tessie Switch, who entered the room while we were gone?
It's gonna be a late night, Dave.
Not here it ain't, because I'm going to say goodnight in a few minutes.
Okay,私ですか?
Hey, Tessie. Tessie Switch, I don't have one to hold up, but Johnny might.
何時ぐらいここ言いますか?
There we go.
Right there.
Okay, いいよ、大丈夫。もし今日あなたは忙しい、大丈夫です。
One of our great sponsors of the show, Tessie Switch.
私たちがランチやります。はい。あれ、昨日
Hey,
の
do you mind?
ありがとう。
Holy fuck!
はい、バイバイ。
He's taking a call!
It's my mother-in-law. What are you gonna do?
Well, tell the old bat to call you later!
Oh my God!
Holy shit! Listen, I'm gonna go on with a phone sex operator. Hold on. I'm
Not
gonna
everyone.
get
Not
out
everyone.
right now. Hold on.
Not everyone enjoys your sense of humor, there, pal.
I know. That's why my mother doesn't watch the show. I'm not here to please everybody. I'm here for the good pay. Holy shit! I don't get paid.
So you were saying before about your pink bullseye guitar. I noticed you said that previously. Did you end up getting it yet?
I did. I actually had it as the show and tell guitar a couple of weeks back.
Did you get that from Red Dragon Guitars? The one that was
Yes,
at
I did, and I'm glad you mentioned, because John at Red Dragon Guitars is so great to deal with. I want to give him another shout out. Red Dragon Guitars.
Did you know that it was me who was doing the videos for him at NAMM this year? He sent me out there to do his stuff for him.
That is right. That is right. And you know what? I didn't even put two and two together, but I've seen videos with you in them on his thing.
Well, that was me. And the reason he didn't put it together is because, like, we all know 2 and 2 is 4. For some reason, you got the memo that 2 and 2 is 27. I don't know what went wrong there.
Red Dragon is great to deal with. Tessie Switch is great to deal with. Dave Nesdall, great to deal with. I think Dave died.
That's right. Desiree can just have Rob instead.
Ooh.
Oh, that woke him up.
I'll give him a big kiss.
There we go. Do you, Rob, take Dave?
Yes, he takes me all the time.
To be your lawfully wedded.
Over the bars?
He takes me real deep.
Over the bars in cell block D?
I had to change to a 7-string just to make that dark enough.
Nice.
Oh my gosh.
I gotta go.
Oh man, this is fun.
I gotta go pick up my son from kindergarten. Later, y'all.
See you later,
Take
guys.
care, Jason.
Jason, it's good to see you, buddy. Take care,
Take
bro.
care, brother.
See you, man.
See you later.
Bye-bye. Take care, buddy.
Jason checking in with us.
I think we're gonna split too.
And then there were 3.
There's 4 of us here, man. There's 4 of us.
Sorry, dude. Damn, I guess I can't do 2 and 2.
Wait, not anymore.
Oh,
Look at that Irish goodbye. Holy crap. And then there's just 2 of us and the chat.
wow. Yeah.
So does anyone in the chat have any random questions for Johnny or I?
Yeah. Yeah. We'll take the real questions now.
Yeah, because let me tell you something. You guys in the chat are really important to us. We love the shit out of you. Just FYI. You make Tuesdays phenomenal, man.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we love each and every one of you.
Each and every one. So
Mhm.
let's have some questions. Let's have some fun.
Mhm.
Recipe for sriracha. No, I don't have a recipe for sriracha.
A recipe for it, or stuff to put on, or stuff to put it on.
There you go.
I like to eat the Wolfgang Puck vegetable soup, and I like to put sriracha in that.
I like sriracha chicken wings.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see. What else we got? Tessie Switch. Ew, man. Cuda. What? You don't like chicken wings? Jimmy Carr. Jimmy Carr wants me to grab a Lynch guitar. I did show and tell. Today's show and tell was a Mark Ferrari guitar from his days with Keel. But I will have other of George Lynch's guitars on the air in future shows. I promise you. John Parson wants to know, Johnny, what's your go-to guitar?
My go-to guitar is the David Ennis Strat. It's a Fender Elite Stratocaster. And it's awesome. David, if you're here, thank you again so much.
You also have a Hamer you like really as a main guitar too.
Mm-hmm. Hamer Phantom.
That's it.
Mm-hmm. Do you have any of those? I probably asked you that.
I don't have a Hamer. Someone brought me a really cool pink Hamer, but it had a jack on the face of the body. And I said to him, I said, you know, the only time I want a jack on the face is my girlfriend. And and the Pat's Dog Iceman. That's the only guitar I accept with a jack on the face, because I don't know, I like side jacks.
Oh, I don't know what those are.
Yeah,
Oh.
no, I like I don't like a jack on the face of a guitar. I have a Fender Strat also that has a jack on the face. I don't reach for it a lot, you know. So
All these words.
a lot of jacking going on. Let's see. Michael Collins wants to know, am I cut or uncut? I'm a nice circumcised Jewish boy. Thank you, Michael.
Oh my gosh.
Let's see. I don't know where that question came out of, but hey, we said we'd answer them.
Oh, we need some thumbs ups. Are we gonna get? How many more do we need?
We would love you guys to leave thumbs up, subscribe. If you enjoyed the show, leave thumbs up, please, and subscribe so that we see you more often. I want to see everyone every Tuesday.
Mm-hmm.
Just saying.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we had a lot of people in here. I think at one point it was up to like 112 or something.
In the chat, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see. Brett McCord, I'm moving to California. You need a guitar tech. You can adopt me. Find me a wife, too. It took me forever to find my girlfriend, so you can't have her. And let's see. I don't need a guitar tech. I do have a couple of luthiers I count on out here, and I have one in New York and I have one in Arizona, so I'm good. But there's a lot of players out here, man. You'll be fine. And as far as a wife, you don't want a wife in California. They get half. So don't get married. Alley Cat wants to know, where's Howie today?
He's right here. Or how's Howie? Howie's good. He's right here. He's awake. He's awake. He's waiting for his W, which will be probably in about an hour or so.
Let's see. Pete's Guitar Lessons TV says, That hat's stopping me from subscribing. I don't know if you mean mine or Johnny's, but mine you only see on Tuesdays. I only wear pink hats here on Tuesdays. Johnny wears his Tuesday, Friday, and Saturday. So
I wear
depending on
different hats.
You hate, that depends.
He says yours.
Ah, well, that makes sense. I'm only here on Tuesday nights, man. I only committed to one night. Tech more on Tuesdays. But thank you for coming on tonight with us. Let's see. It was the clickbait talking guitars, which we do. Let's see. Shauna Marie, love for Howie. Thank you, Shauna. And John Bulwer is back. Let's have some fun. Okay. You start, John. We'll follow.
John, I didn't. I think you said you were going to send me a picture of your guitar, and I didn't get it. There's no picture in there. Or pictures. Yeah, in the text, there's no pictures.
And thank you guys that do love my pink hats. Shauna Marie says she loves pink hats. She loves pink in general, which is my favorite color too. JR digs it. And Fabulous Disaster also loves the pink hat. Thank you guys. Joe Harvey 84 says I'm here for the Jews. That's me. And Nesdals, thank you. I'm here for the free pancakes myself. I don't know.
Free pancakes.
Hey, that's what you promised me, man. I got to get paid somehow. Do we have any questions about 80s bands? Because I love talking about 80s hair bands. For those of you that watch the show regularly. Mr. BHB Jr. asks the classic question, have I thought about making a coffee table book with my guitar collection? I get asked that so much, brother. And the general answer is no. I mean, I like sharing my collection with everyone, a little bit here and there on the internet. And, you know, if I'm ever hanging out, but I never really thought about making a coffee table book. I get asked a lot. Maybe someday I'll give in. I don't know. But it's a thought. It's always a thought. Thank you, Janice, who likes the hat as well.
I was gonna ask you, because you said you've got different techs, you know, I guess in different states that you take your guitars to.
Right.
Are you nervous, like dropping one of those guitars off at a
No, these aren't random guys in the back of an alley like, yo man, I'll do your guitar $10. No, these are like known luthiers. I mean, in Arizona, I use Neil Moser, who's, you know, the BC Rich godfather.
Oh, okay, cool.
Out here, I got a guy. Out in New York, I got two guys out here, two very good luthiers out here in LA, and one in New York. Also, I've used for years. I mean, these are guys that know my collection. You know, they open up a case, they know it's going to be something pink and sparkly or neon green, like a rainbow shot out of CC's ass. You know, they know it. They know what's gonna, you know, they know how to work on this stuff. They know all 80s guitars. They're good guys.
That's cool. That's cool. Yeah, because I'm always kind of nervous, you know, taking, you know, one of my favorite guitars, you know, to a new place.
Oh yeah. I've done that before. I had regular guys, like years ago, back in the 80s. I'd take, you know, guitars down to, like, you know, just guys at the guitar store, and yeah, I'll get it back to you. It'll all be set up, and it played like crap. And I was like, what the fuck? And I didn't use them again. I tried another guy, and then same thing. When I moved out here to Hollywood, I did the same thing. I had to find good luthiers that were local. You know, give them a guitar, see what they do with it. You know, for years, my buddy Neil Moser's son, rest in peace, before he passed away, Neil Moser Jr., I used him exclusively. I'd bring the guy 5 guitars at a time, and everyone was amazingly set up. Like Dave Nesdall level setup. Terrific. Really great stuff. And, you know, unfortunately, after he passed away, I had to find other guys. Let's see. Let's go back to the chat. I don't want to miss anyone. Let's see. Everyone says they buy a copy of that book. I'm probably missing the only way I can make money in my life. Pete's Guitar Lesson TV says, my guitars are imposters? Classical guitars are real guitars. I'm an 80s guy, man. I'm an 80s guy. Late 70s and through the 80s. I mean, my brands are BC Rich and Jackson and Charvel and Kramer. Those are what I like. I got a couple of Gibson Les Pauls. I have one Strat, one Fender Strat, but I'm just not into, with the exception of a couple of good Les Pauls, I'm not into those, Martins and older Gibbies, and I respect them, but they're not my scene.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Everybody's into their own thing. Like myself, I love Telecasters.
Let's see. Janice Lala wants to know if I'm into 80s new wave. There were a couple of, I guess, what's like new wave is what, like Depeche Mode and Duran new wave.
It'd be Duran. It'd be Flock of Seagulls.
Yeah, I liked some of those guys.
A lot of the early 80s synth, MTV or the early MTV stuff.
Yeah, I like a lot of those guys, and Golden Earring, and I like a lot of those guys. It's just like I said. While I'm open-minded, look, I liked Madonna in the 80s, but that doesn't mean that like I would see Madonna in concert compared to like I've seen Poison like 100 times and Warrant 100 times and Whitesnake and those guys. But I liked a lot of music in the 80s. That was, for me, that was the best era of music growing up, was the 80s.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see, is CC DeVille back in Poison? To my knowledge, and I love CC DeVille. I know a lot of guys don't, but I do. I got a couple of his guitars, and I thought he was terrific. Again, he's a showman. I get that he's not the most technical, Steve Vai level. He's not Yngwie Malmsteen. He's CC DeVille. He writes melodic, fun, catchy songs about partying and sex and fun of the 80s. And that's what I was looking for. That's what I like. That's not to say, yeah, of course, I love George Lynch and Warren DeMartini and Jakey Lee and all those guys, Randy Rhoads, Eddie Van Halen, the guys that were technically better. But you know what I'm saying, Johnny? It's, there was something to be said about fun.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah, that was a great time.
Let's see. Missing Persons. Yeah, Mental Hopscotch. Great song. The Cure. Let's see. There was a Cure song I liked. I forgot what it was.
I don't know if I'd call the Cure new wave.
No?
I don't know. I've seen them. I saw them twice.
Kanjagugu. You're too shy.
Kajagoogoo, yep.
How do I? Yeah, I like that.
Mm-hmm. Or the Never-Ending Story.
Golden Earring, Radar Love. Yeah, of course. I don't know if that's new wave, but yes or no. I like them. And Berlin. Is that new wave? I can't even tell.
Some of those bands, maybe their early stuff would be considered new wave.
I like that stuff. Not as much as, I like Dokken, but yeah, I like them a lot. Not as much as I like Ozzy or Halen.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, let's see. Whitesnake was a great band, Brett McCourt says. Whitesnake was a lot of great bands. Whitesnake was about 20 great bands.
Yeah, they were around a long time.
Shauna Marie wants to know if I ever met River Phoenix. I did not. You're actually not the first person to ask that. I did not meet River Phoenix. No. I don't know why people keep asking me that. But no, Sean, I did not. Let's see. Thompson Twins.
Have you been to the Viper Room?
I have. Is that why? I guess I guess before that all happened. I have been to the Viper Room. I guess that makes sense. That's probably why.
Mm-hmm.
You know, did I ever tell you that what's his name? Plays on Jack Bauer on 24. What's his name?
Sutherland.
Kiefer Sutherland.
Yeah.
He got thrown into me once. I'm
Mhm.
walking down Hollywood Boulevard with a buddy of mine, and we're just talking, and I don't know what bar or club he was in, but literally, like, the door opens to the sidewalk, and you just see, almost like a cartoon, just Kiefer getting the heave-ho out the door, like right into me, like right on top of me, and he's just like, just blitzed. And I don't know what happened, but it was just like, Kiefer Sutherland? You know?
He played a show around here, actually.
I think he plays a lot, right?
He's in a band. Yeah, and he
Does he play with like Johnny Depp in them?
I don't think so. I think that's something else. You mean Johnny Depp and Joe Perry and all that?
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. That's
something else.
I know Kiefer plays though. He's at Norm's sometimes. He's at Norm's Rare Guitars sometimes. But it's almost like, Peter Griffin in the supermarket, and suddenly the shopping cart bumps into him, and he's like, "Hey, what are you doing?" James Woods, that's my meeting with Kiefer Sutherland.
I ran into Creed
with your car?
from The Office. Creed?
Okay.
Is it Creed Bratton? Is it? He's a musician. Did you know he
really?
He actually John Biel. Where's John Biel at? He actually wrote like some hit song in the 60s.
Okay.
That you guys would all know.
What a great character on The Office. He was terrific.
But yeah, I literally ran into him at the San Jose Film Festival. I went to go see Jason Becker, his documentary called Not Dead Yet, back in 2011, 2012, 2010, somewhere.
He's incredible, man.
Yeah. And I was walking out of the place, and this huge group of people, and this guy bumps right into me, and he's walking in, and it was Creed.
There's always guys bumping into you. Phil Collin at NAMM just kind of takes you down with an elbow, and Creed bumps into you. And, Mike Tyson pushes you in the restaurant. I mean, it's like friends.
Sammy Hagar was pushed right in front of me one time after a show. He was totally out of it. Two guys were carrying him out.
You?
No. What? No. But he was totally out of it. And I remember seeing him some years later, before a show in Oakland, Bay Area Music Awards, the BAMMys. And I told him, this is Sammy. I told him, like, man, I saw
at the BAMMys.
Yeah.
With his mammy.
I'm like, they were like carrying you out of the place, man. And he's like, well, just wait till later tonight,
He's gonna support that tequila. Mas tequila.
Man.
All the little people we run into when they get thrown into us.
Mm-hmm. It's weird. It's weird, isn't it? When that happens, because it takes you a second. You're like, wait a minute, you're so and so, and then they're gone. And
Bozique points out Hollywood Vampires, Johnny Depp's Cali band. Thank you.
Yes.
Thank you. Hollywood Vampires. Eduardo Martino Porto. I love that name. That guy must get laid so much. No, because think about it. He goes into a bar. I'm Michelle. What's your name? I am Eduardo Martino Porto. Her panties are down. I mean, he's right there.
Oh my gosh.
Love your name, dude. Whitesnake, Scorpions, Europe, and Megadeth will play together here in Brazil in September. And they have Rock in Rio also.
Mm-hmm.
Brazil
that's huge.
Scene over there.
Eduardo, hey man. He's laughing.
He knows we love him. We really love our audience. No, Bozique, Mike Tyson didn't beat up Johnny Beane. Johnny got one on him, right in the eye.
Oh.
Don't make me bite your ear off. Tyson backed off.
Oh my gosh.
Now, do you ever think about? There's Howie.
Mm-hmm.
Do you ever think about like outside of the States, like in Japan and Brazil, the scene over there, the rock scene is still like the 80s. It's terrific.
Mm-hmm.
Think about that. And you know what's funny? In Brazil, the TV show, I get fan mail from people in Brazil that watch Hollywood Treasure, the TV show I was on Sci-Fi in the States years ago. I get fan mail for that now. It's like, it's a huge hit over there. I should go over Brazil and like do a show. How crazy is that? And yet you go over here. Let's say you're a band like Danger Danger. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
You're an 80s band. Yeah, you know, a little bit of success at the tail end of the 80s. Now you can, you know, play a small club and it's hard and you don't really get any big tours. Maybe you get on those, you know, Monsters of Rock tours with 40 other bands, but you know, you can't fill arenas. But then you go to Japan and you're at the airport and they're handing you fucking handmade dolls of your likeness, you know, Tepoli. And, you know, and it's like, they're still buying your albums. You can fill up, you know, look at Dokken. Six sold out arena shows in Japan. Try that here.
Wow.
Try that in the States. Arenas.
Mm-hmm. Oh.
Not happening, right?
Mm-hmm. Maybe a club.
A club, sure. But even, you know, even then, back in the 80s, someone like, you know, Poison would fill an arena. Not so now, you know. Now you can be part of a multi-bill. You could do a club, something like that. But in Japan, you could probably still fill an arena.
Mm-hmm. That's pretty cool.
And I think Brazil is the same way. Oh, you know what else? Mark Dillon brings up a good point. 80s style rock is wild in Finland and Sweden, and he is absolutely correct. I have a lot of friends in Finland that play all sorts of 80s music still and do well with it. That's a great point, man.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see. Japan's great scene. Bozique asks, John Mancuda, did you hear the story about the guy who was a 70s rock singer whose career failed to take off and did not have a clue that years later his songs would be huge in South Africa? I didn't hear that. Who was that, Bozique?
There's a movie on something like that, but it's not that. Or maybe it is. There's a document.
Give us more info.
There's a documentary. I saw it. There was a documentary about a guy who was either a songwriter or a singer, and like he like got really popular like in another part of the country, and he didn't even know it until like years later or something.
It's called Finding Sugar Man.
Maybe that's what I saw.
That is. Bozique and Brian Davies both said, and Fleetwood Mac, whose name I also love. That's awesome.
Fleetwood Mac, hey man.
Yeah. Did you just burp in the microphone?
No, I don't know what that was.
I thought you were like, hey man.
Hey man.
Hey man. Hey Sean. Jesus. Finding Sugarman. I gotta watch that. That sounds neat.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, maybe that is what I saw.
Oh, and you know what? Matt Duffy brings up another one. David Hasselhoff, huge rock star in Germany. Huge.
Yeah,
I mean, out here,
wild.
yeah, of course. We know him as Knight Rider and Baywatch. Germany, fucking rock star. He can't walk around there without being stopped. Did I tell you my my Hasselhoff story?
I don't know.
This is great. Just for a second, I'm at Comic-Con, and you know a lot of people in the entertainment business are at Comic-Con. So I go to this restaurant, this one restaurant I really like, Roy's Hawaiian, and I usually eat in the back of the restaurant outside patio, and that's like kind of low key and stuff. And I'm out there, and sitting at the table next to me comes up David Hasselhoff, and I know we have a mutual friend, so I start shooting the shit with him. And,
Was it Kit?
Huh?
Was it Kit?
Yeah, right. Michael, I know this man. He's very funny. He likes pink hats.
I just dropped him off. Imagine these days, Kit is an Uber driver just on his own.
Kit does that for side money. The days aren't paying the way they used to for me. Michael is a rock star in Germany. Me, I'm struggling. Yeah, no, so we're sitting at lunch and we start shooting the shit. We have a mutual friend. We're both actors, blah, blah, blah. So we're kind of on that, comfort zone that we could talk normal, right? So he orders this pulled pork barbecue sandwich, and it's getting kind of sloppy on him. And mentally in my head, I'm thinking, it's just like that, that drunken burger video he had where he's getting the burger all over his face. But, no one's around. He's enjoying the sandwich. He's got barbecue sauce on him. It's dripping down. Out of nowhere, this woman comes up, like this middle-aged mom of a woman, comes bolting behind him, grabs him like in a bear hug. Oh my God, David Hasselhoff! Oh my God, can I have a picture with you? Oh my God, I can't believe it's you! And he's got a mouthful of food and the sandwich like this. He's like, I guess so. And her husband out of nowhere comes up and smile, Mr. Hasselhoff, and he's got the camera going. The camera phone, and he's like, can I get a napkin? And I'm sitting there looking at him. He's looking at me like one of those looks of, help me. And I don't know what to even do. But he's just like, ambushed totally. I can only imagine what that photo looks like.
That's crazy, man. Yeah.
If you, speaking in the entertainment business, if you see someone, not me, I'm a low-level actor. You can approach me and I'll pay you, okay? I'll pay you to ask my autograph. That's great. I'll give any of my fans my time because I'm this big on the scale. David Hasselhoff or anyone you see of that level, do me a favor, just personal favor asking. It's cool to be a fan. It's cool to whatever. But you know what? Give them their space to, kind of feel out the moment. If this guy's like having a romantic dinner with his wife, don't jump on his table. You could send over a drink or something, but don't like invade their space. They just want to eat dinner. My mother was the worst. I take her out to dinner. Her and my dad never been to Hollywood. So I figure I'll take her to Mr. Chow, like one of those places to be seen kind of things. So I take my mother there, and the tables are right on top of each other. And right next to me is sitting Ryan Seacrest. And, I thought he was going to, simply reach onto my thigh and start, hey. But he wasn't. He was just having dinner with someone. But my mother sitting next to me is kicking me under the table like she's a horse. And she's just like, John, look, it's Ryan Seacrest. I'm like, I know he's right there. I'm sure he sees you and hears you. He just wants to eat dinner, Ma. Just watch American Idol. Don't bother the guy. Let him eat. She almost melted down.
Oh, man.
But make no mistake, if you see me eating, I don't care. I don't care if fucking my head is dunked in a soup bowl. Please ask me for a photograph. I will be so grateful that anyone gives a shit.
Man, I saw you eat.
There you go.
We ate together.
You ate with me.
We ate. Well, I think we ate what? Chicken.
We ate at Nam.
Chicken sandwiches.
And we ate at Mari's, the Italian restaurant I like it in San Diego. There you go. There you go. You didn't interrupt my meal at all. You were talking to me left and right, and I was so grateful for it.
Mm-hmm.
Tone Talk likes my X-Men shirt. I showed it off earlier, but I'm going to show it off again. Days of Future Past, X-Men 141. I'm a big comic book geek. Thank you for noticing. Let's see. Brian Davies says, no, never who wants your photo. I don't know what that means. I don't know if he wants me to send him a photo. You want me to sign something for you, Brian? Or he'd sooner drink poison than have my photo. No, I love fans. Seriously. I've been to, like, you know, Lost events and stuff. I love fans. I'm just grateful.
Mm-hmm.
Brian Davies says semen. I don't know if that's what he's suggesting I have for dinner or what. What is semen, Brian?
Oh my gosh.
Oh, I see. It's a sad world, and actors get like the New York City bad seasons. I don't know what that means.
I don't know.
That's why the Navy is all gay. Tessie Switch wants a signed Lost photo. I'll give you one. I'll give you one, man. I'll send you a Lost photo. Tessie Switch is on my awesome list right now. Oh, Brian Davies says it's full of semen. I'm still lost, brother. I love you, Brian, but I don't know what you're saying.
Mm-hmm.
Nick's bed seasons. Dennis Brott says I should do a calendar with all my guitar collection. A calendar, a book. Listen, my guitars get asked for autographs too. Tessie, I'll take care of you, brother. No worries. Let's see. Oh, Brian Davies doesn't like the New York Knicks. Okay. I don't know, man. Look, you know what? Some people are super nice when you approach them. Some people can be douches when you approach them. And again, I've always said, like, you know, if I ever got to be like, you know, a higher level actor, I would still be the same idiot that I am now. So, you know, because I've seen guys that like really hit success runs. They get one good series and all of a sudden they go from D-list to A-list. And God willing, someday that happens to me. But because as much as I love the D-list, you know, but in all seriousness, I just like anything else, man. There's people that are nice and people that are douchebags. You know, Kirk Hammett is super nice and Lars Ulrich is a douchebag. You know, so just take it like anyone else. You know, if someone's really nice to you, cool beans. If not, you know, fuck them. Don't support their work.
Mm-hmm. Well, I mean, everybody should be nice.
And everyone has an off day too, you know?
Yeah. Yeah, but, you know, what's the old saying? Treat people the way you'd want to be treated yourself or whatever?
Absolutely.
You know? And let's say, you know, let's say you make it from D to A or whatever. You know, not everybody is at the top forever. And, you know, you come back down and there's all these people you've pissed off.
Oh, yeah. I've always said, be careful who you are nice to on the way up the ladder of success, because you never know who you're going to see on the way down.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and make no mistake, you ask Simone, she will tell you, I have stopped my day for fans. I have literally dropped everything I was doing. I was on a phone call once and I saw someone like across the room point at me, and not with one finger. and like that look of, you know, after a while you get a point where, like, you know, when someone's looking like they want to approach you, but like they don't know how to do it. So like I just literally got off the phone and like started chatting, and they're like, oh my God, like, you know, I really love Hollywood Treasure, and you know, I really want to say hi, but I didn't know, like, should I approach you, or would you be like, you know, mad that I bothered you? And I'm like, let me tell you something. I'm so low on the totem pole. If you give a shit to say hi to me, I'm so honored by your attention. It's that, you know, that's the way everyone should be, because you know what? Without fans, you're nothing. And even, you know, on this show, I'm thrilled when I get stuff. I got something the other day. Wait a minute. Where was it? Someone sent me a guitar pick. Hold on. Here we go. Randy Kramer, friend of the show, sent me a guitar pick because he knows I have a Steve Brown from Trickster guitar. And Steve Brown has another band called Stereo Fallout. And he was cool enough to send me this very cool guitar pick of Steve's to go with my Trickster guitar. That's awesome, man. Thank you so much, by the way.
Wow.
Anytime I get, it's not even just getting a gift. You know, I love getting gifts, but you know what? Anytime anyone just takes a minute and says, I like your work, or you made me laugh, or I enjoyed a show you were on, I am so fucking grateful. And I'm not trying to rant here, but I just want to say, I, for one, am always grateful for fans. And everyone should be. If they want fans, it's a responsibility. It is. It really is. Johnny, you get approached all the time.
It, you know, especially at guitar centers.
Yeah.
And I'm not joking either. I can't tell you how many people have come up to me at guitar centers and say they watch this, you know.
At NAMM.
Yeah. NAMM show, you know. Yeah, I'm very grateful to everybody that watches this stuff and that enjoys it. You know?
Yeah, and someone, you know, Comic-Con is like a realm for me because it's like you have Lost fans, you have Marvel Super Squad fans, you know, stuff that like I've done in the past that like that geek club recognizes that I'm like the #1 geek in the world is for stuff like that. And like, you know, that, you know, they'll stop me like for photos or to sign something or just talk. And I'm thrilled. Like someone at a comic show the other day asked if they could take a selfie with me. I'm like, dude, I'm honored to take a selfie with you. Honored. You give a shit, I'm honored. And that's just the way it should be. It really is. I know you're like that too.
Yeah. Like you were saying at NAMM, you know, I'll go to the EVH booth at NAMM, and people will turn around and say, "Hey, Johnny," you know,
constantly. It's like having a million good friends. You can never have enough friends.
Yep. Which
reminds me, feel free to add me on your Facebook and subscribe. Let's see. Bozique says, as a D-list celeb, you're still doing way better than us 9 to 5 working steps. I'd love to be an actor from a long canceled bad sci-fi series. Dude, here's the thing. It's like doing D-list stuff. I've done stuff. I've done films. I've done TV, whatever. And here I am on the Johnny Beane Show, which I'm honored and flattered to be on. But you know, the reality is I have day jobs too, you know, unless you're like an A-level, you do your TV gig and then you do your day job. You know, you do both. I was selling cars. I was working at Honda for years while I was doing Saturday Night Live extra work. I was on SNL for 6 years. If you watch old episodes in the 90s to early 2000s, you can spot me with the main characters in some skits. And
cool.
Literally, people would come in on Sunday and say, you know, you look familiar. I said, did you watch SNL last night? Yeah, I did. Wait, you were the guy that was with Rachel Drash in the skit. I said, yes. Would you like to buy the Civic? and that's the reality. That's the reality. You do a day job and you do your acting gigs when they come along.
Mm-hmm.
That's the reality.
Oh, that's funny.
Unless you're Eddie Van Halen, your favorite guitarist is probably working at Guitar Center.
That's I mean that's what makes him so special is not everybody can grow up to be Eddie Van Halen.
Yeah, I'd love to grow up to be Eddie Van Halen. I'm probably going to work at Pat's Dogs one day. I'm going to reopen the franchise for chili dogs.
Yeah, we gotta find that place. We gotta find
Fleetwood Sack remembers me from an episode of Lost. Thank you, brother. I love that show. I lived in Hawaii for a year shooting that.
Mm-hmm. I still got to see those. I still gotta see those.
Yeah. Brian Davies wants to know. Can I explain Lost and why J.J. Abrams stuffed up Star Trek and Star Wars? I can explain Lost, but it would take a really long time. The ending was terrible, I'm embarrassed to say. And Star Wars and Star Trek, I don't know, man. Star Trek, I thought he did a 50-50 job on. One good, one bad, one good, one bad. Star Wars, I just want to see Lando Calrissian in the new one. That's all I care about.
Mm-hmm. That new one looks pretty good. I mean,
I don't know. The previews always look good. Jay's in the chat.
Hey, Jay. We're doing the real show now, man.
Yeah, this is it. Let's see. Matt Stewart wants to know, do I know Joey Diaz? No, I don't. I used to do stand-up comedy a while back, but I don't know Joey Diaz. I knew a lot of guys early in the days. Guys like Ray Romano. Did shows with guys like that. Let's see. The dog PA says, what do you call a single guitar player? Homeless. That's fun. Bo Zeke wants to point out, Pat's Steaks is still in Philly, but the hot dog shop location is no longer there. Yeah, I know. We know. That's too bad, man. That's classic stuff.
Wow. As in cheesesteaks?
Yeah, well, Philly is known for cheesesteaks.
Yeah.
So, Pat's does have, I don't know if it's even the same Pat's. I think it might be, but I need someone to confirm that. But yeah, Pat's Cheesesteaks is like one of those classic go-to cheesesteak places in Philly.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm a foodie, so I know this shit.
Oh, I'm a foodie too, man.
Yeah, totally.
Mm-hmm.
We were ripping apart those food trucks at Now.
Yeah, we were.
Let's see. Thank you, Dennis Brial. Thank you for the kind words. That's nice, bro. I really appreciate that. Thank you, everyone, for the kind words in the chat. That's really nice. Mm-hmm. Did I ever meet Bill Hicks? No. Do I like cheesesteaks? Yes. What do you call a musician without a car? Single. All right, I think it's time to go.
Wow. Can we get a few more thumbs ups?
We would love a couple of thumbs ups and subscribe and join Facebooks. My Facebook, Johnny's Facebook, Jay's Facebook, Nesdall's Facebook, even Rob's Facebook.
Although he keeps deleting his though. So.
Oh, never mind. Don't join Rob's. I like people on my Facebook.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I was liking some of your stuff. Maybe it was this morning. Maybe some of your comments. And some
on Facebook?
Some of the stuff. Yeah. Yeah. A lot of it is like the guitar stuff, like the 80's guitars.
Yeah, I mean, I throw random stuff in there. Once in a while, I'll throw in a gushy post about my girlfriend. I'm like that. That's, I love her. I'll talk Game of Thrones, but no spoilers. Comic books. Music therapy. Laz, you rock too. Did I do the Debbie Reynolds auction? Brian Davies wants to know. Yes, I did, and we had them on Hollywood Treasure. So I knew Debbie Reynolds. I know Todd Fisher. I knew Carrie Fisher. The whole family. Yes.
Wow, really?
Yes.
Wow. Awesome.
I was involved in all the Debbie Reynolds auctions and the Carrie Fisher auction. We had them all on Hollywood Treasure. If you watch Hollywood Treasure reruns. Someone else brought something up.
Mm-hmm. Questions. We only need 20 more thumbs ups.
Maybe we'll get those later. we would really appreciate if you guys leave us thumbs up. Pete's Guitar Lessons TV. I'm sorry you don't like my hat. Don't know what to tell you, brother. He doesn't like my hat. I don't know what to say to that.
Ah, it's an awesome hat, man.
I got a couple pink hats, brother. Maybe one of my others will please you. I don't know. I wear pink hats on the show. Except the first two I did. I didn't wear a hat then.
That's right. Yeah, when you were lost in Nesdal's bathroom.
Yeah, I had a pink scarf on. I always have something pink. That's my signature color. Brian Davies wants them to put Hollywood Treasure back on. You know, I'm always game. There was talk about it at various times. But it's, you know, it's not happening. And Bo Zeke, if you watch earlier in the show, I did wear a tinfoil hat. Just,
yeah.
That's true, right? Just for the joke.
You did. Yeah. Well, look behind him. There's Reynolds wrap sitting there.
Let's see. Go around the country looking for antiques. Is he looking for guitars and geek stuff? Yeah, I mean, Hollywood Treasure was fun. It had its ups and downs. I like more scripted stuff. That's more what I did. Veep recently was the most recent scripted gig I did. Season 5 and 6 of Veep.
Mm-hmm. I saw one of them.
The one where I'm getting sworn in.
Where it shows you on the TV.
On the congressman. That was a commercial too.
Yeah.
That's a fun show, man. And let me tell you something. If you haven't watched Veep, I'm not in season 7, but the Veep crew, fucking phenomenal show. You guys should binge season 7 if you haven't watched it. Not my season, but really, really great wrap up to a finale for an incredible show that I was blessed to be a small part of. So, and by the way, no spoilers, but this Sunday, guys, last episode of Game of Thrones, love it or hate the direction that it's going, you got to watch it because we're going to talk about it next week.
Game of Thrones Tuesday.
Game of Thrones. It's going from Techmore on Tuesday to Game of Thrones Tuesday. All right, look. Howie wants to go out. I think tonight's run its course. Thank you all very much for hanging out, watching us. And Shauna Marie Sings asks, real quick, who are your favorite actors? I love Tom Cruise. I love Christopher Lambert. I forgot her name, but she's in Another Earth. Blonde woman. She's terrific. And John Mancuda, he's phenomenal. Hilarious guy, really.
Yeah, he's great, man.
Very, very good actor. All right, look, we love you guys. Seriously. Thank you for hanging out on Tuesday. Hope to see you guys next week. Subscribe, thumbs up. Hope we did you good tonight.
Yes. Thank you, everybody. Check out the links. Nightbot dropped a bunch of links in the chat right there. So on replay, make sure you guys check that stuff out. There's websites and everything. All right. Good to see
and
you,
real
John.
quick, Pete, I love you, man. I really appreciate you hanging out, but pink hats are my signature. So that's part of my appearance on this show. I'm not going to lose the hat, but I really hope you come back anyway, brother. Okay?
Yes. Yeah. Yeah, come back soon.
Thank you all for the kind words. We love you.
All right.
Good night.
Good night, everybody. Johnny Beane TV.